response is being rushed through and could accidentally silence legitimate religious debate. Police have found another 4 pipe bombs in Canberra's northwest. The total number of devices found is now 15, with some detonating before they were found. Detectives say investigations are ongoing. A concert fundraiser for businesses on the Fleurieu affected by the algal bloom will take place at Goa tomorrow. Riding Out the Bloom has struggled to sell tickets, but headliner Daryl Braithwaite says sales have picked up.
A bit more publicity went into it and people thought it's a good idea. And I'm sure there'll be people there that don't like me, but then maybe at the end of the set they'll go, geez, not too bad.
And Spain's royal family has announced the death of Her Royal Highness Princess Irene of Greece and Denmark. She was 83. Turning to FIVEAA sport, and Stan Wawrinka's preparing to take to the court at the same venue where he won his first major title. The Swiss star will be in action at the Australian Open one final time before retiring. The 40-year-old says he's come to terms with his decision.
I'm also happy to try to play this year by being still competitive, by playing well. I didn't want to not know when I will stop, suddenly get injured or things like that, or lose the love of the game.
Tanasi Kokonakis has withdrawn from the singles but will still play in the doubles. And Kim Birrell's dream run at the Adelaide International's come to an end, beaten in straight sets by 8-seeded Canadian Victoria Mboko. The Adelaide 36ers are heading to Perth for Hoops Fest. 36ers coach Mike Wells wouldn't say whether new import John Jenkins will play in Sunday's top-of-the-table clash with the Phoenix.
He's a true professional, and he'll fit our group, and he'll add some things to the group. And I'm excited about mixing him with the group, and we'll see where we are and how this thing looks going over the next 9 games.
More AFL pre-season injury concerns. This time at Collingwood, Nick Dacos left the track early, limping and clutching his leg. And in the Big Bash, Dave Warner's expected to make his return for the Thunder in the Sydney Smash tonight, while Ashes hero Mitchell Starc will line up for the Sixers for the first time in 11 years. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Afternoon at Somerton Park, delays clearing, but they're still quite heavy at the moment. That's due to a smash Brighton Road distance Sacred Heart and Oaklands Road. Burst Waterway still getting fixed at Kensington Park. This thing is taking forever. Kensington Road near Dudley Road. Quite busy South Road, Mile End. Quite slow Brighton Road, Brighton with a camera trimmer parade at Seaton. Looking to eat healthier? Rainbow Fresh salads are grown as nature intended. Seed, sun and soil. Available in Foodland, Drake's, IGA and Greengrocers. Local. It's better for you. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Clear tonight and sunny tomorrow, a high of 30. Mostly sunny on Sunday, 35, 27 for Monday and 32 for Tuesday. Right now, 21. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Alice Monfries. Tonight, a grieving mother calls for urgent change following the overdose death of her daughter. The clean-up from the flooding emergency on the Great Ocean Road. Why Venezuela's opposition leader presented Donald Trump with her Nobel Peace Prize. And Alex de Minaur lifts the lid on his horror draw at the Oz Open. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. FIVEAA's Summer Sports Show.
Time to get into the action. It's a Friday, a big weekend of sport to come, and we've got lots to talk about tonight. At 7 minutes after 4, good afternoon to you. Hopefully you've had a good week. It's time to drive you home into the weekend. Sam Tugwell here, Scotty Camporelli alongside me as well. For the last time for us on the Summer Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G back on Monday. Campo, good afternoon.
Thanks, Sammy. Good to be here. Yeah, last one, and then the boys are back full of action again.
Gee, we ramp it right up, don't we, once we kick into the first few weeks of January. So looking forward to your calls tonight, 8223 0000. Plenty to talk about. There's a bit of footy around. There's still lots of tennis. There's a bit of cricket. There's all sorts happening. 36ers and Reds in action once again. So we'll take your calls on all your thoughts on things we discussed tonight. First off, let's start with the tennis. The Australian Open is on Sunday, so we're nearing closer and closer. Just quickly here in the Adelaide International, though, semi-final day. Tommy Paul's just won through to the men's final. And Kim Birrell, the sad story for our Aussie, who made it all the way through to her first first WTA semi. She lost, as you just heard in the 5AA news, in straight sets. So she won't be featuring tomorrow.
Well, she won't be, but she gets a little bit of confidence going into the Australian Open, though, you know, in terms of being able to get some good match practice in. Obviously, she would have liked to experience the final, but goes to Melbourne in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you've got tickets for tomorrow's finals, don't you?
I have, yes. I'm going down there to watch the final, so looking forward to it.
Yeah,
haven't been to a live tennis game for a while. Used to go in Melbourne when we lived over there, but haven't been for a while, so looking forward to it.
We'll need to check in with you and tell us what you think the difference is between Adelaide and Melbourne, because we know Melbourne, but that's probably the Australian Open, one of the best sporting events we do across the entire year. But Adelaide, with the International, it's only been around a couple of years, but they have done a very good job with the small precinct we've got to make it a great festival, carnival atmosphere. We do any sporting event or any event here in Adelaide like that, don't we?
We do pretty well. Live Golf, the Adelaide 500.
Yep.
What else do we
Cross
do?
into the Fringe even, like that
Fringe,
stuff. All of the events we do are just brilliant.
Tour
carnival.
Down Under starting on Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah, so we do it well.
We certainly do. The opening night of the TDU is tonight in Vic Square too, so get along to that in about an hour's time if you want to get into the start of what will be another great week for South Australia with the cycling. Let's talk about Alex de Minaur. We said yesterday his draw is pretty tough. He's pulled out Matteo Berrettini as his first opponent for the first round, and for the world number 6, you'd think he'd get looked after a little bit better, but he's been drawn a tough one, and his whole run through the Australian Open draw is it's a little frightening, really. Let's hear from Alex himself on playing Berrettini in the first round.
Every single play in the draw is extremely tough, and I knew going in that there was going to be many kind of unseeded players, which were going to be really tough matchups, and it's going to be a battle, but I'm looking forward to it. And it basically just means that I'm going to have to be firing from the word go. We've had some good matches in the past, so yeah, hopefully I'll be ready for it.
Are there higher expectations on Alex de Minaur than ever before this year, do you think?
What is he? World number 6? Probably. I think we've sort of given him time to develop, haven't we, over the course, and because he's still maturing as a player and getting experience and those sort of things. But, geez, he's top 10, so you'd like to think he's getting to the pointy end of the tournament, don't you, in that respect? But
well, he should be in the final 6. That's kind of when you're in the top 6 in the world, that's the level you should be aiming for.
So we'd love him to win it,
of course.
But if he gets somewhere to the semi-finals, I think that's, a pretty. If you have a look at the guys that are the top players in the world at the moment, he's probably. I think he got cleaned up pretty easy last year by one of them from memory. I can't remember whether it was Sinner or, but 12 months again, he matures, he gets stronger. Learns a lot on tour. That's what happens at his age. So he's certainly not the finished product, but, geez, to be in the top 10 is a pretty good effort at this point in time of the year. So hopefully, and as he said, no one in this draw is an easy beat, are they?
No.
And anyone can win on any given day. It's a 2-horse race in every step, isn't it? So, look, it's a tough draw for him. He gets a tough one early, but maybe that's a good thing that just sharpens him up early to make sure that he's ready to go, rather than a 3-set, just a walkover, and then he gets someone a little bit hard a little bit later. So maybe it works in his favour.
That's a good call, actually. Tell us what you think around Alex de Minaur. Have you got the faith? Do you think he can go the whole way this year, or how far would you want him or expect him to go in this year's Australian Open? 8223 0000 is the number. He took on Carlos Alcaraz last night in an exhibition, and he lost pretty easily, but that's what you're going to get. There's a fair, but the thing is, there's a fair gap. Like, you think about Carlos Alcaraz, he could well go on and smash Novak Djokovic's record at some point in his career. He's only 22. He's got 6 Grand Slams. He's playing for his 7th here at the Australian Open.
Well, I read yesterday, and I'll stand corrected, but I'm pretty sure if he wins the Australian Open, he gets the Grand Slam, which is the youngest player ever to win the Grand Slam, because he hasn't won an Australian Open yet.
So he'll be the youngest to win all 4?
All 4.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
That's not quite the Grand Slam. The Grand Slam is if you win all 4 in the calendar year, but I know what you're saying.
But it's a bit like Rory McIlroy in golf.
Yeah, so you've got to get the 4.
He got to get the 4 over a period of time. So he's going to achieve that. If he wins it this year, what did you say it was? 22?
22.
22. I think I read somewhere, it might have been Nadal was 24.
Okay.
He's the youngest to ever do it. So that's the sort of air that he's in at the moment.
He is so far ahead at the moment, along with Yannick Sinner than the rest of the field. It's not funny. So you'd expect it to be one of those two. But if there's a dark horse, if there's someone who can come from left field and win the Australian Open, it would just make for brilliant underdog drama. So let's see how it all plays out. It'll be lots of fun to watch in the next 2 weeks. Let's talk some footy quickly. And there has been injuries everywhere. We're going to speak to Andrew Russell very soon. He's been a long time AFL fitness guru. What's going on, right? So we've seen a lot of players go down with impact injuries, a lot with soft tissue injuries and the like. There's a few breaks and things, so that happens. But why are there so many? He'll give us a good indication. But you've been in the coaching realm recently, so you sort of know how the breaks work and how the workloads work. How is it that we can see so many injuries?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things, really, because if you don't get a body of work done pre-Christmas and you're out there for a good portion of the time, we'll speak to Jack around some of those percentages and all that, because he'll have a really good... But I remember doing that as a coaching group, as a presentation leading into the season. These are the amount of guys that have done 80+% of the thing. So we're in really good shape. It's more a tool to let the guys know that we're in really good shape. Now, there's always some outliers that have had surgery from the previous season that have had a slower start to the pre-season. But if you listen to what Jack says around over that Christmas period, it's now increased from 2 weeks to 3 weeks through the Players Association. So we'll ask him around, is that too long? What's the programs in place now? I've obviously got a personal experience with my boys in the system, so they come home. Now, they've got a program. They're not training any less. It's more the fact that they're probably not getting the match simulation drills and the decision-making drills, which is the change of direction and the contact. It's still running and those components. So that's the bit you can control. But when you go back, normally you're into match sim pretty quickly. And we've already seen that a lot of teams are doing it. First week back, they had a little easy in Thursday, Friday. They all returned last Thursday. They trained Friday, perhaps a little bit on Saturday, but this is the full week. And most of the teams I would suggest are doing match sim. We saw Will Day yesterday with his shoulder. We heard Jesse Motlop earlier in the week with Jackson Archer doing ACLs. Nick Dacos goes off. We heard Sam Walsh and Harry Mackay in Carlton's match sim today, but they seem to be okay. But you're going to get the ones that are, you're going to get banged up, the contact ones, which they're the heart and the mouth ones as a coach, because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Yeah. And you've got the high performance guys go, we need to hit these markers in terms of speed and conditioning and those sort of things. But then as a coach, you're selfishly go, we need to get some match stuff in here as well. So it's a real balancing act between the two departments as to, getting it right. But you don't really want to be getting injured this time of the year. Yeah. You're 7 weeks away. You've done a good chunk of training. Very hard to catch up in season. Very hard. History says that if you do an injury just before the season starts, it's a long way back, because the game waits for no one. And you need to be ready and you need to be, at your best. So some of them are just unfortunate, but the world that they live in now, it's more not so much we used to call them cone drills or control drills versus, decision making and full speed and match simulation. So, yeah, it's a tough time for all, because you're trying to get things settled. You're looking at teams, where do you want to play, want to expose players to different positions and that. But you can only really get that doing match sim.
And slightly differently, if we put a spotlight on the Adelaide Crows at the moment, just getting local for a minute, Sid Draper has got some real concerns around him at the minute. I want to ask you about him because he's been on a groin management program since December. Still hasn't really been training with the main group for the last, I think this is now 6 weeks straight. So from your perspective, you've seen a lot of Sid in your time now. How long have you been watching him? And is this a new injury or concern for him?
Not so. I don't think the one that he's got now is a new one, but he certainly has some stress-related injuries before. My boys were with him in the 16, 17, 18 year. He had a wonderful year in his 17th year, played as a bottom major in the state got through unscathed, was their MVP, had an outstanding year, and then the following year had a few issues in his draft year.
And was that groin related?
No, it wasn't groin related, but what happens, it was more, I think it was more around his foot and ankle. We had something around there. But what happens is, Tuggers, is once again, particularly in your draft year, they're trying to go over, they perhaps not give enough information, so they push themselves because, we want to be top 5, we want to be top 10 in the draft, plus he wants to perform, he's a competitor, Sid. But ultimately, I think what they're doing is the right thing from that perspective. They've got to take a long-term view. He's going to be a wonderful player for that footy club for a long time, and you can break them early if they're not quite ready. And some are ready earlier than others. Some just not walk in, their body type, their body shape and the way they play allows them to progress pretty quickly. Some just take a little bit longer, and I think they're doing the right thing. I don't think they desperately need him at this point in time, but they would love, particularly with not having the sub rule this year, he was that 5th player on the bench last year for 7 or 8 games, where you can sort of protect him and still give him some education around what the game is about. You got nowhere to hide now.
You got to pick him or you don't.
Correct, and he's going to play. So I think they're handling the right way. He's a young guy starting. He'll be a 200-game player for that footy club.
You're not concerned then by the sounds?
No, not at this stage.
Let's hear from Alex Neil-Bullen.
As a teammate, you want to make sure that you're not throwing him into the deep end and expecting too much, where as a group and as a team, making sure that his body's ready to go when he gets the taste of AFL again.
Let's see how Sid goes in his recovery. Let's hope it's ready to go before the start of the new season, which is speeding up very quickly. At 19 after 4, before we get to the break, the BBL has got itself a new rule, which they're going to bring in next year, which has got us a little bit confused. What is this? A designated batter and fielder? What does that mean? So they've gone next season, they're going to pick 12 players. One of them can be a designated batter, say a Travis Head type. He can come in the team, play as a batsman in the first innings, knock him around, hit himself 50, come off at the innings change, and then when they walk out to field, he gets to stay on the bench, and some young 21-year-old or whoever they like can go in as the designated fielder to then field in that person's place in the second innings. What do you think?
I don't really like it, only for the fact that, I'm a bit old school, and we'll talk to Theo Dropoulos, who's the Channel 7 BBL reporter. We'll get his thoughts on it, but, ultimately it's 11 v 11. Once again, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. It seems it's weighted heavily towards the batters. We want to see the batters, not necessarily why aren't we subbing in a bowler? Because you can sub the fielder in, but my understanding is the fielder can't bowl.
That's right.
Yeah,
that is correct.
So you're purely coming on as a fielder
or a wicket keeper,
And if you're a batter, you're sitting there going, I would suggest if you have a look at the Australian Test team, most of the batters at the top end are the best fielders. Would that be fair?
Yep.
So you're sitting there going, geez, it's a big decision to make. Is if Travis Head's just going to come out and if he makes a duck, he faces a couple of balls and then just goes and puts the feet up.
Yep, he doesn't have to do anything. Wow. That's his night. Jeez. And he gets paid pretty well probably to do that.
Well, he is Travis Head. He is pretty good. But yeah, I think it'll take one of the, a little bit for it to sink in and see how it goes.
Let's see what Ricky Ponting thinks.
It's all very foreign to me, and I'd almost feel embarrassed not to be out there and being able to give something in the field, because fielding was such a big part of my game. So if I missed out with the bat, I wanted to be able to make an impact in the field. Now, some of these guys might be at a stage of their career where they feel that they can't make much of an impact. They also might be worried about picking up an injury. We all want to be seeing the best players play. So if this rule helps that and keeps the longevity up, then that's great.
All right, so do we think we're just mucking around with cricket right now, or do you like the idea? 8223 0000. Give us a call. We'd love to get your thoughts. John's already texted in saying they do something similar in junior cricket now.
Okay.
John, call in, tell us what that looks like, because does that mean one kid doesn't get to do one half of the game? He just goes in and bats and then doesn't field at all, or vice versa?
Well, that would be disappointing at a junior level.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that's not really the case. But John, tell us more.
Give us a ring.
I'd love to know more about that. And as we are starting to wrap up the summer period, and we crack back in with Rowie and Timmy G on Monday, for us, Campo, we thought it'd be nice to sort of give our listeners a chance, and you and I, to sort of reflect on the last couple of months. It's been a really fun summer. Lots of good stuff's happened. What's been your summer love? What's been your favourite moment, story, maybe theme from across the last few months with the summer sport happening at the moment? I want to start. I want to say my favourite part of the summer was watching Alex Carey hit 100 Adelaide Oval, be the man of the match. He got to acknowledge his old man who had just passed away in this last 6 months with a brilliant tribute, and I thought his summer was unmatched. I thought that was the moment of the summer for mine.
Now push the roar. It'll tell you that's 100 for Carey. It's an emotional 100 for a quality cricketer.
Special stuff.
Tough to beat. That was really tough to beat. Wow. Well, I ended up going with a collective at the moment, and the season's not over yet, but they're sitting in a really good position, and that's our 36ers. It's great that they're right at the top of the ladder. They look like it's theirs to lose. They've got another import in John Jenkins that's going to help Bryce Cotton, through there. He saw, the improvement of some of the younger players when he's getting held down. But I loved the overtime win, a real gutsy win when they played against in Melbourne just before Christmas.
That was a cracker.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I think there was a game just before that they played the Perth Wildcats in Perth, and they came back from 21 points down. Yep. Let's have a listen to that final moment. Just incredible.
6 on the clock, going for the win, sends it from 3, it doesn't go, Adelaide have won it, they have stalled their way back in and stolen the game.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Andrew's texted in saying, for me, it was the Ashes 4-1 series win. I think everyone enjoyed that. As a series as a whole, while it wasn't the prettiest of series at times, it was great to see our Australians do so well.
On the flip side, are we disappointed we didn't knock them over 5-zip?
Yeah.
Do you think it was just a little bit of a mental lapse?
Well,
after we won it?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But the Melbourne pitch didn't help the cause. That was a shambles.
Yeah.
And one team got a little bit lucky at the back end.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think that wasn't really helping either side. Let's get into your call straight after the break. It's 24 after 4. Very soon at 4:30, Thanasi Kokonakis is going to join us on the program. Looking forward to asking him all the questions around how his body is at the moment, and is he disappointed to be missing out on the singles draw of the Australian Open. Johnny Kelton with his tips, Theo Geropoulos, Andrew Russell, and we're going to give you the chance to win a couple more double passes to the FIVEAA Sports Lounge. The last time for the year and the summer for the Adelaide Strikers. 25 after 4.
Hilux, an unbreakable connection since 1968. The new Hilux is here to take you from the worksite to the weekend with confidence. If you're looking for a ute that Australia knows and trusts, Hilux has been proving itself for generations. Plus, every new Hilux comes standard with capped price servicing. Conditions apply. Experience the new Hilux difference and take a test drive today at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Aussie kids are active kids, creative kids, sporty kids. Are you a Weet-Bix kid?
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Since 1935, Resthaven has supported older South Australians. For more than 35 years, that support has also extended into people's homes, where comfort, dignity and independence matter most. Our caring staff and volunteers have enriched the lives of thousands of older South Australians and their carers. Thank you for putting your trust in Resthaven. If you or someone you love needs welcome support at home, we're here to help. Visit resthaven.asn.au. Celebrating 90 years.
The Tarnandy Festival is back. Celebrate 10 years of Tarnandy with a series of exhibitions and events held at the Art Gallery of South Australia and across the city and state. Don't miss the major exhibition Too Deadly, showcasing the excellence of contemporary Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art. Discover the full program online. The Tarnandy Festival at the Art Gallery of South Australia and across the city and state until January 18, 2026. Entry is free.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Plan your next getaway with the experts at Spark Travel, where every journey begins with a friendly conversation. King William Street in the city or sparktravel.com.au.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. A new year brings new beginnings, and Adelaide's property market is already alive with opportunity. Dream homes are being listed, offers are being made, and those ready to act are already a step ahead. At Toop and Toop, we don't just open doors. We help you move towards what's next. So if 2026 is your year for change, we're here to help you take the next step with confidence. We've proudly been South Australia's trusted advisors in real estate since 1985. Visit toop.com.au today.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
Scott Campriali and Sam Tugwell on this Friday, 8223 0000. Give us a call, be a part of the program. Let's check your traffic.
Delays clearing from that Elliott smash at Somerton Park, Brighton Road near Sacred Heart. Other crash to look out for at Cavan, Port Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North, pretty slow going there. And Kensington Park still fixing that burst water main. It's taken ages. I'm convinced they've got the work experience kid doing this one. Kensington Road near Dudley Road. Camera, Blacktop Road, Hillbank. Don't miss the Barbecues Galore summer clearance sale. Save up to 40% off select barbecues and up to 50% off select outdoor furniture. Hurry into Barbecues Galore today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Just given one of the workers a clip there in the traffic report.
Just bang.
Just
that.
little
drive-by.
work experience kid. Gee whiz. All right, let's get to Daryl at Ascot Park. We've been asking about the Big Bash. They've got a new rule in place for next year, designated batter and fielder. What do you think about it? Are we just stuffing around with cricket, or do you like the rule? Hi, Daryl.
Yeah, g'day, guys. Look, yeah, I think it's a bit messy. I think, doing that won't be good, but I've got a better rule for you.
Mm-hmm.
A rule which will speed it up even more, make it very exciting to watch, and that is introduce what we have in baseball, and that is a double play.
How would you do that in cricket?
Well, a guy hits a ball.
Yep.
It goes, it gets caught, and the other bloke, the guy that catches it, throws the ball down to the bowler's end.
Yep.
Because the runner is out of his crease.
Great.
You're gone.
Great.
2 down. And it can be done all the time. You know, it can be when they do a little, just a little block down to, say, mid-on, and someone runs in, grabs it, and you can, get them both out.
Imagine if the Big Bash did that.
Well, it seems that why wouldn't that happen anyway? Like, that's one of those rules that you there go, well, why wouldn't you include that anyway in any form of the game? To be fair, if you're good enough, if they slip over, if they, they run and perhaps they run into each other or trip over or slip, and you run one out and you throw it at the other end, why?
I don't love that. So if you're taking it out of something like Big Bash, which, let's be real, it's a little bit more Mickey Mouse. Test cricket has a fair bit on the line. There's world championships and things up for grabs.
Yeah, but same rules for everyone.
What do you mean?
Well, the rule is the rule.
Well, yeah, I get it for every country, but I think there's a little bit more impact of losing 2 wickets in one moment of mistake. If two batters run into each other or slipped over, and they both got out, that's a big price to pay. 2 wickets.
You've got two sides of the pitch. Sort yourself out. It's a two-way street. Open your eyes up.
All right. What do you think?
I
Campo?
like it.
Campo wants to see it in more cricket than just the Big Bash.
Yep.
8223 0000 is our number. Give us a call. We'd love to see it. Maria's texting saying the new rule should the strikers just get 2 extra batsmen because we've been pretty mediocre. Don't hate the rule, Maria. Let's get to your headlines. Thanasi Kokonakis to join us next.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brattig. Police have arrested a man after recent break-ins and attempted break-ins at the Two Wells Post Office. Both the Libs and Labor have made election commitments regarding phishing today. Close to 5 million social media accounts have been deactivated, removed or restricted since the government's ban came into force in December. And former Essendon and GWS midfielder Dylan Shiel has joined St Kilda as a development coach. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, a breakdown at Stirling to look out for. Freeway down track near Old Kirrigalli Road. Campo crash at the Airport Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North. And in the hills at Basket Range, Urgent Council Works Lobethal Road near Range Road. Cameras today, Blacktop Road, Hillbank and Bolivar Road at Burson. Looking for a spacious SUV? Test drive the Geely Starray EMI Super Hybrid from $39,990 drive away, plus a $1,000 test drive bonus. Offer ends Jan 31. Conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight and sunny tomorrow, a high of 30, at the moment 22. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Tired of scrolling through countless websites to plan your holiday? At locally owned Spark Travel, our travel experts are just a phone call away, eager to hear your needs and craft the perfect getaway tailored just for you. Reach out today for a chat and let's start planning your holiday together. Look for our travel deals in the Sunday Mail. Spark Travel, where your journey begins with a conversation. King William Street, Adelaide. Phone now 88765121, sparktravel.com.au.
You called 1-800-GOT-JUNK?
Yes, I did. Please come in.
Sure thing.
I have a close friend who told me the secret of his happiness the other day.
What did he tell you?
He said to own fewer things, but better things.
Well, he sounds like a wise friend. All you have to do is point.
This feels good. Fewer things, but better things.
We come when it's convenient for you. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK before noon and we'll be there today. Or visit 1800gotjunk.com.au.
When you're cooking up a seafood storm, go straight to the people that process and distribute it. Samtas Seafoods. The best quality and best prices for all of your seafood. Load up your freezer and mix and match up to 4 kilograms of premium seafood for just $60. And what about the range? Atlantic salmon portions, flathead and barramundi fillets, crumb gar, salt and pepper squid, crumb prawns and more. Mix and match 4 kilos for just $60. Only at Samtas Seafoods, open 7 days, Factory Direct, Richmond Road, Richmond.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant, up-to-date feedback. No finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use. Read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
Hi, Kyle Chalmers here. Just letting you know that when it comes to flooring, Floorworld has some serious purchasing power, keeping prices low on a huge range of flooring options, including waterproof floors, which is great for me. Choose from wool and synthetic carpets, engineered timber flooring, laminate, hybrid and vinyl flooring. Visit Floorworld, Jeps Cross, Homemaker HQ, Port Road, Cheltenham, The Parade, Norwood and Manopara Shopping Centre HQ. And mention this ad for 15% off.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
25 minutes to 5. Massive week with the Australian Open starting on Monday, Campo. However, unfortunately without this guy who we were really looking forward to, our own from Adelaide, Thanasi Kokkinakis withdrew yesterday. He'll still feature in the doubles, which is great with Nick Kyrgios, which we always enjoy the entertainment of. And he's in Melbourne for a very special reason today. Let's welcome him in. Thanasi Kokkinakis, welcome to the 5AA Sports Show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Very, very good. Can we start off with what you're doing in Melbourne already?
You can. I am here at the Altos Tequila tent, where they're unveiling a statue which surprised me, and it's larger than life. So if anyone's in Melbourne, come down and check it out if you're ready for a jump scare.
It's 2.5 metres tall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bigger than Shaq. It is. It is large, and it definitely surprised me. But they've helped me out here. It's done all right. You know, sometimes you worry what a statue is going to look like, and they've helped me out. I'm very impressed.
So the likeness is there. Yeah. Did you know there was a statue coming?
I did know there was a statue coming, but when I first got told, it was pretty surprising. I thought, no way, me, really? And then they told me the size, and I was even more shocked. But seeing it in person, they've done a good job. It's pretty cool.
Well, one of the campaign slogans is "No quiet, please," which is obviously the opposite to tennis. But with you and Nick playing in the double, surely that's got to go that way.
Yeah, definitely. I think that matches our doubles matches. It's going to be chaotic out there. Hopefully I see a few people in the crowd drinking the Match Point Paloma, which is the summer drink, and hopefully they can get pretty rowdy off that, like they did last year, 2 years ago. So.
And what's the connection? I see Dre Masso's the one of the guys behind it. He's a bartender. He mixed a few drinks for you over the journey?
Look, I gave it a nudge end of last year, and I thought being a bartender would be easy, but it's a little more tricky than I thought. They're pretty skillful back there behind the bar, and yeah, obviously I think growing out my moustache, I kind of look kind of Mexican, maybe. So maybe that was the correlation.
You need the hat. That's all you need.
Yeah. Now
exactly.
Let's get on a little bit of the tennis, mate. You're turning 30 in April. You turn professional
don't remind me.
20 and 30. Don't worry, we're all getting old. I turned 50 this year, so it goes quick. Don't worry about that. What's been going with the body? It's obviously let you down over the course of your career. Is it more the shoulder that's causing you some issues?
Yeah, it's kind of the shoulder pec. Obviously, it's been my issue for the past 5 or 6 years, but I kind of tried to play through it and tried to go without surgery because they tried to tell me that I kind of don't need it. But I thought I couldn't keep doing what I was doing, so I ended up having the surgery that was probably recommended against me because it's very risky and very tricky. That hasn't been done in tennis before, so essentially I have a dead person's Achilles and Achilles allograft in my arm that they connected from my chest to my shoulder. To try and help and give it a go. And, you know, my rehab had been long. It's been 12 months. I haven't worked harder my whole life and trying to get back in a good spot. And I thought I showed that with my tennis in Adelaide. I was playing really good tennis. Unfortunately, my arm just needs a little more time and started getting a dead arm while serving a little bit and started getting a bit of nerve pain down my arm. So I thought I'm not quite ready yet, especially for 5 sets. I would be able to get to the start line healthy, but I thought, you know, it's physical. These matches can last a while, and even if I was to win, I don't know how I'd back up, and I'd be worried about the second round. I didn't want to do that, and I wanted to give someone else a chance that's fully fit and ready to go.
Hence why you're just hanging in with the doubles, mate. But I guess part of it is too, is it obviously strength getting it back in that, but also time on court, so then that doesn't sort of reflect into perhaps a soft tissue injury with the change of direction and the speed of the game?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the good thing was everything else, every other part of my body felt really good. I thought I was moving as well as I had in several years, and my tennis level itself, apart from the shoulder, had been right up there, and I showed I could still play with some of the world's best even after 12 months out. So I think I surprised a lot of people with my tennis, and it's just, I just got to make sure I take the time. I didn't have a 12-month layoff to just come back and get injured again and miss more time. So if I can get this right, I think I still have a good career ahead of me, but obviously that's always been the big if, so I'm doing everything I can to try and make that happen.
That's really great to see that you've got that mentality to see the light at the end of the tunnel here after what's been a long year. In hindsight, pushing through that Adelaide International match that you played against Seb Corder, I mean, you must have been really proud of the result itself, but did you sort of need to prove to yourself that you could grind through a match with what was your first game back from this long-term surgery?
Yes and no. I think most people around the tennis scene or that have watched me a while know kind of what I'm capable of tennis-wise, and it's always been the question mark of the shoulder. And I've pushed through a lot of matches in the past where I probably shouldn't have, and I've done myself more damage. So I did think about stopping halfway through that match, even when I was winning in the second set. I just thought, is this the smartest option? But it's tricky, you know. I had to play Adelaide to find out if I was a chance for AO. If I rested up, maybe I would have been able to play AO, but I would have probably gotten hurt here because I wouldn't have known where I was at. So, unfortunately, I had to find out the hard way in Adelaide. It proved to myself why I do all the hard work as far as finding that tennis level and beating someone like Corder after 12 months out the game is I'm pretty happy with. But I just got to find a way to get this right because I want to make deep runs and show people what I'm capable of and doing on a consistent basis.
Is that a decision that you make in the moment during the game, or is that something you sort of pre-plan with your team?
I think my team wanted me to stop. I kept playing in Adelaide just because I wanted to. It's really hard to go out there on your home tournament and walk off the court. It's hard because, you know, everyone comes to watch and they also don't know what you've gone through the whole year, so you don't want to let them down. It's really tricky. But if it was only up to me, I probably would have gone out there and tried to not serve at full pace in Australian Open and play, and I knew I could still be competitive. But then I thought, what am I actually really achieving here? I'd be playing just to pick up a check and not thinking I could actually do damage in the tournament. So I know when I'm healthy, I can do a run. I can make a big run at an event. And I thought, yeah, my team didn't really want me to play, to be honest. They thought I'm going to do more damage and put myself further back. So I had to listen to them and be smart, and probably one of the smarter decisions I've made in my career, unfortunately.
It's always hard holding sports people back, Thanasi, that's for sure. Where do you think you can possibly get to? Obviously, it's a tournament-by-tournament situation at the moment to get yourself fit and firing, but do you think you can get back to, 65, which is your highest ranking in the world?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, I think I'm a lot better player than 65, and I think my wins show it. The problem is with tennis rankings and how they work, you have to make runs in 1 week. So it doesn't really matter who you beat. You just have to build consecutive matches in that week, and that's what my arm hasn't been letting me do. I beat, I don't know, Tsitsipas, Felix, Shelton, all these guys that are top 15, top 10 players. In my last year, I was on tour at the back end of the year. So all these guys are top 10 and have been at the top of the game for a while, and I feel like my win-loss against these guys is really high. So it's just about being able to play in 1 week and win consecutive matches. But I definitely think I'm, at worst, a top 50 player, at worst, to be honest. So I can definitely go higher than that, but it's just about being healthy and improving.
Yeah, well, you talk about beating some of those top-rated players. How frustrating is it for you? I mean, that's probably one of the things with elite sports people, when you know you're better than some of the people that are out there, but you just can't get the physical side of your game right. That must be really frustrating, even from not only physical, but obviously the mental anguish as well.
Definitely. It's incredibly frustrating. But on one hand, that's the reason why I keep trying to come back and do the rehab and do these things, because I have had those wins. I have proven myself, especially against the good players. Done it a lot at Davis Cup as well, where, it's just one-off matches where I don't have to play the whole week and I'm able to show what I can give on any given day. So that's been the big thing, and tough mentally knowing that, but that's also the thing that drives me the most, thinking if I can eventually somehow get this right, I'll be in a good spot.
Thanasi, I know we're going to let you go, but I just want a quick one about the Special Ks. You and Nick, you're both a little bit banged up at the moment, but you're still committing to the doubles for the Australian Open, which everyone in Australia absolutely loves. It must mean a lot to both of you to commit despite your battles.
Yeah, definitely. I think we made a bit of a pat to ourselves. He saw me in the tournament director's room, and I saw him stressing that he thought I wouldn't be able to play, but I'm making sure I give it a crack, and I don't think I can do damage to myself playing doubles. I think it's a lot different playing a best of 3-set doubles as opposed to a best of 5-set singles. So we are committing. We see the joy it puts on people's faces and how much fun everyone else had, and I can't guarantee we're going to replicate the last time result, but we're going to have fun there, and we're going to bring the energy and definitely give our best and try everything we got.
That's what it's all about, having fun, mate. Thanks so much, and best of luck with the next couple of weeks. And that statue, let's send and watch that and envy over the next few weeks as well.
Thank you, guys.
Love that. Thanasi Kokkinakis, Adelaide home hero, and he unfortunately won't be in the singles, but we'll see him in the Special Ks. Let's see how deep they can go.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to have him back, wouldn't it, for Australian tennis? Obviously, we've got Alex de Minaur doing really well, but we'd love another one up there as well.
Absolutely, we will. That will be all beginning on Sunday, the AO. 15 minutes to 5. Couple of quick texts we've been asking about. What's been your summer love? What did you enjoy over the summer? As Rowie and Timmy G return on Monday, and we sort of reflect on what's been a fun summer period here on 5AA, and we've been seeing a lot of great texts come in. This one from Andrew saying, narrowing it down, another highlight was Starkey dismissing Zach Crawley in Perth in the first over of the match and the Test series. That was just a great tone setter for the Ashes summer. I love that. And then he follows up with, of course, the tons of Alex Carey and Trav were huge highlights too.
Well, it was always going to be tough, wasn't it? Who's going to get the man of the series? It was clearly out of those three, wasn't it? I mean, you could argue was probably out of Travis Head and Starkey, really. But
did you think Starkey was ahead of Trav in the end?
Well, I think only because early with the bat probably got him over the line.
I agree.
Because I think what Stark did with the ball is probably equivalent of what Trav did with the bat in terms of importance and what they were able to deliver over the course of the 5 tests. But I think just with Starkey, particularly early, I think it was the Brisbane where he got us, made that 50, which probably helped us just get over the line in that first test. So that probably just nudged him ahead of Trav.
What was your summer love? 8223 0000. We'll have your calls on the air straight after this break, and we'll also give you a chance to win FIVEAA Sports Lounge tickets. So if you want to play the quiz, Campo's got the question for you. Get it right, you are headed off this Saturday to the Adelaide Oval. So call in 8223 0055. Strikers, Renegades, and the best seats in the house. Let's check your traffic.
Being good to look after at Enfield at the moment. Main North Road near Warwick Street. A breakdown at Stirling. Freeway down track near Old Kerry Gully Road. And another collision getting cleared at Cavan. Port Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North. Cameras, Adams Road, Craigmore and Bolivar Road at Burton today. Australia's biggest Keno jackpot is yours for the taking. Your $40 million moment could be just 3 minutes away. Download the Keno Go app and play for your chance to win. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Open a world of new features with iPhone and Apple Watch at Optus. Right now, buy any iPhone from the iPhone 17 family and get Apple Watch Series 11 for $5 a month on select phone and watch plans over 36 months. That's a saving of up to $668 on Apple Watch at Optus. iPhone and Apple Watch, a dynamic duo. Visit Optus today. Ends 11th Feb, 42mm model. Minimum cost $2,895. Plan fees additional. Discount forfeited if you cancel early. Terms apply.
Hi, Brett here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. Everyone here is back on deck and ready to do deals on a huge range of 2025 plate Mazdas. All models and colours are available and they're ready to roll with immediate delivery. That's 12 months rego free, stamp duty free, plus accessory packs worth $500. Yep, absolutely free. No gimmicks, only the best customer support for you and your shiny new Mazda. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Well, the Adelaide International, it's in full swing. It's nearing the end. We're in the semi-finals at the moment, and it's taking over the drive as the road to the finals continues, and the finals are tomorrow. Campo, you've got your tickets sorted.
Yes.
I went on Monday. It is unbeatable atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's not just about what's happening on court. The vibes are high off court too, with a silent disco, bringing the energy alongside with great food, drinks and entertainment throughout the precinct. Be part of the atmosphere at the tournament, transforming the drive this summer. Tickets start from just $10 and the kids get in to free to selected sessions.
That is so good. Get your tickets now. Head to ticketmaster.com.au/Adelaide International.
Attracted to a career in marketing or advertising or starting your own business? Fast track it now. Sign up to the Advertising Industry Careers Fast Lane course. Digital marketing, data, AI and sales skills all online and fully supported. With a career service team who help you prepare for work. Don't go to uni if you're not sure. Fastlane can be done in 4 months. Head to our site to get a full course overview. Search AIC Fastlane. That's AIC Fastlane.
I'm high! The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
The Snooze Super Summer Sale is on now. Save up to 50% off selected mattresses, including Sealy, Madison and Tempur, and up to 40% off selected bed frames. Sale ends soon. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
What a little snooze can do.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
10 minutes to 5, Andrew Russell. He's a fitness guru. He's been in high performance across AFL clubs and Australian sport for a very long time. He's going to help us sort of understand what's going on with a lot of footy clubs at the moment and their players getting injured in the pre-season. 8223 0000 is our number. What's been your summer love, your top sporting moment or story or theme across the last couple of months with Rowie and Timmy G back on Monday. Scotty Camporeale and Sam Tugwell with you for the time being. And it's time now to give away some tickets to the Adelaide Strikers. So, 5AA Sports Lounge is where you'll head with a double pass if you get this quiz question right, Campo.
Yeah, we got Brian from Old Noarlunga. How you going, Brian?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
You ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. The Adelaide Strikers haven't had the best season with the bat so far. Which player at the Strikers has had the most runs with 292 for the tournament?
Is it O'Donnell?
O'Donnell? We don't have an O'Donnell.
Like
No, we don't have an O'Donnell.
No, sorry, Brian. Let's go to Scott at Shido Park.
G'day, guys. That's tough. Is it Matt Short?
No, but I tell you what, he really needed to improve a little bit.
Can I give a
this
hint?
summer. Yeah.
All right, I'll give. But what do we got? Ben from Clarence Gardens. You there, mate?
Yeah, mate.
All right, I'll give you a little hint. He scored 91 in one game.
Is that Liam Scott?
Well done, Ben.
Well done, Ben. Congratulations.
Beautiful. Thanks, boys.
Enjoy that. That'll be a great spot for tomorrow's game. Hopefully some good weather. We're up to 31 degrees tomorrow. So
Nice.
cricket weather.
Beautiful.
Cricket weather. Thank you. One more chance for you to win in the next hour. So if you were keen to win and you might have played or you didn't get through, try again after 5 o'clock. We have one last chance for you to get there. They are such good tickets. It doesn't matter the strikers are rubbish or whatever. They are worth being there for because it's such a great experience and a great day out. This one from Dirk. He says, my highlight of the summer hasn't happened quite yet, but I am giddier than Josh. It's the last mention of cricket. Dirk, come on, man. Well, you don't like cricket.
Is that enough?
Is that enough? He wants out.
Well, when it's lopsided like it was, it used to get a bit boring, you know, but now we're heading in because here's another one. We've got one from Quinton on the other side. My highlight of summer is the release of the 2026 AFL season and booking footy trips.
Oh, cool.
Geelong Oval in June. Here we come.
Now, that's fun. Yep. That is actually a fun project. Who else has gotten around the footy fixture and worked out where they're going?
Got the highlighter out.
You've got your
weekend.
flights? You've got your games sorted out?
I've got a few games sorted. Yep.
Heading to Melbourne to see the boys?
Well, hopefully they can get a couple of games. That'd be nice. But, we'll go over anyway and support them. But, yes, we'll be... and behind the scenes, we're trying to get stuff organised here, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yeah. There's lots happening at the moment. Footy season is not too far away. 7 to 5. Let's get to your calls at Parrot Hills. G'day, Peter.
Yeah, g'day, boys. Now, I've got two things for you. The second one's on the DH. But my highlight, and not just because I'm an older Pommy, but Betherall's innings, the way he was able to hold the innings for England, scoring over 150. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it right.
No,
and the thing was, I don't think the Australians were able to bring any new players to their team. And we still don't know who the opener is, who the spinners are, and who's coming in the middle of the field for them. And so with England, Betherall has definitely highlighted how good he is going to be for their side.
Yep, that's a good point. No, thank you, Pete.
And can I then talk about the DH?
Yes, sure. Designated hitter.
Now, yeah, because I'm a baseball, softball fan, now the guy previously made a mention about doing double plays.
Yep.
Now, the thing is, you're doing a lot of reviews in the game. And so you don't know whether the review is going to be on a catch or whatever.
Oh.
And so you're stopping a person, do I go out of my crease for the second run or whatever? So I think that goes against it. And because of the runner coming back to their crease, there's a lot of what I call interferences or obstruction by the fielder anyway. So I just think it opens up a can of worms.
I like the thing. I would say if there is a DRS review and the wicket is official and they're allowed to take it, the second wicket would count. But if it doesn't, the first wicket can't be allowed because the catch has hit the ground or something like that, the second wicket can't count.
Well, that's
what I'd say.
Well, the DRS didn't work anyway.
That's true. It didn't work.
That was a disaster.
What a horrible season for DRS.
So now we're going to throw something else at them to try and sort out.
Yeah, that's right. Just more grey area. Well, speaking of the double wicket, because that was a great suggestion by a caller. I think it was Daryl earlier in the night. Jack says the ball is dead after a wicket on the text line. It's a good point. It is, and it should be.
But you can change that rule.
Well, of course you can. We are right now. Andrew's at Kersbrook. G'day, Andrew.
G'day, boys. How are you?
We're good.
Oh, that might have put my argument to rest. But I thought in baseball, so a double play is 2 errors.
Yep.
Usually it's a forced play, but if you were to have, say, a spinner and Carey wicket keeping, the batter advanced out of his crease. Stumped. If Carey could get, and the running batter was far enough out of his crease, if Carey could get the ball down there quick enough, that could be a potential wicket. Yeah, so a double play is in play anyway.
That would be highly, highly rare.
It would be rare, but it's possible.
Well, his batting partner hasn't even hit it. So, I mean, he'd have to be a long way out of his crease, wouldn't he, backing up? They'd have to be like a couple of runs left in the game to get and hoping it goes past the keeper or something. Thank you, Andrew. There's another little bit of food for thought. I love this creativity about the game of cricket because rules can be moved and changed. No one really wants to, but when you think about how to make the game more exciting or interesting, these sorts of conversations are always fun.
Well, they're always like 1 or 2%ers, are they? Because the fabric of the game is the fabric of the game. It's a bit like soccer. They don't muck around with that, do they? And Test cricket, the purists would say we don't want to muck around with, the way that is. And that's why they can tinker around with the BBL rules, I suppose.
That's right, because it's just a bit more of a play toy, isn't it? It's time for the 5 o'clock news. We'll keep your calls coming, 8223 0000. Very shortly, Andrew Russell is going to join us as well. We're going to talk footy and injuries and how they're all coming about in this pre-season.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
Reflecting on the life of an SA legend and treasure and an icon in Barry Robran. We're so honoured to have his brother Rodney call in now. What was he like as a big brother?
Very protective.
Yeah.
And off the field, he's just a thorough gentleman, as everybody has said.
The FIVEAA Sports Show.
You couldn't wish for a better bloke, and he will be sadly missed.
Returns Monday from 4.
On FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
On Booking.com, it's easy to book your holiday home. So if you're bored of this...
Guys, found an apartment. The price just jumped up.
With us, there's no hidden fees. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. FIVEAA, always Adelaide.
There's always a mate that shows up to the barbecue with a salad. And then there's me with KFC's $8 boxes. Choose between Wicked Wings, original recipe tenders, or 18 nuggets. Guess who gets invited back? Not everywhere, not forever, online and pick up only.
The Jayco Dealer Stock Run-Out Sale is now on. Don't miss great run-out deals on a massive range of campers, pop-tops, caravans and more. With dealer stock ready for delivery and flexible finance options, there's never been a better time to start your next adventure. These deals are too good to miss. Trade in and trade up to a new Jayco. For great deals from Australia's most trusted manufacturer, visit Jayco Adelaide today, 130 West Beach Road. Don't miss out. Ends January 17th.
We all love a hidden gem, and Thornclark Wines is waiting to be discovered. Located in the Barossa Valley, this family-owned boutique winery offers tranquility, beauty and your new favourite bottle of wine. With sprawling gardens and panoramic views, you'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been here before? Enjoy a wine tasting customised to you, share a platter of local Barossa produce and finish your day at the golf driving range. Thornclark Wines Cellar Door, open 10am to 5pm, Friday to Sunday.
Hey Strikers fans, Jason Sanger here. Adelaide, get ready for our KFC BBL match at Adelaide Oval this Saturday. Watch your Strikers light up the pitch in a huge hometown clash against the Melbourne Renegades. Junior tickets from $7, adults from $34. With a kids zone, food trucks, big hitting cricket and an electric atmosphere, it's the perfect family night out. Don't miss the best of Big Bash cricket right here at home. Book now at adelaidestrikers.com.au. Adelaide Strikers, our city, our team.
The very latest news and information. This is FIVEAA News, always Adelaide.
Sunny and 30 tomorrow with the 5 o'clock news. I'm Kendall Brettig.
Nurse Next Door Home Care Services. Stay in your own home on your terms. nursenextdoor.com.au.
Fire crews remain at the scene of a massive blaze at a scrapyard at Greenfields. It was sparked by a Pierce fuel tank. Cranes have been brought in to help tackle the flames from above. Luckily, no one's been injured, but a smoke warning is in place. A 34-year-old man's in custody accused of breaking into the Two Wells post office and stealing parcels. A side door was forced open to the post office on Old Port Wakefield Road this morning after an attempted break-in on Tuesday. Detectives went to the home of the man at Gawler West and also seized a vehicle. He's been charged with aggravated serious criminal trespass, theft and attempted serious criminal trespass and will front court on Monday. The Prime Minister's refused to rule out a deal with the Greens on hate speech reforms when Parliament's recalled on Monday. Anthony Albanese's open to negotiating, but the coalition's firmly slammed the door, vowing to block the bill.
We don't have a majority in the Senate, and we'll engage respectfully with people in the Parliament. At the moment, this is like trying to grab smoke, trying to get an arrangement with the coalition. How do you do it?
A new pay offer is on the table for TAFE SA staff. They'll get a 13% pay rise over 4 years, starting with a 4% boost from April. It also includes penalty rates for work outside ordinary hours rather than time off in lieu, and the right to disconnect. Union members still need to endorse the deal before it takes effect. 9 new remotely piloted drones are being introduced by the State Emergency Service. Brad Flew from the SES says 6 will be based in regional areas, including Port Lincoln and KI, and will increase their search and rescue capability.
In areas where the rescue helicopter or other aircraft may not be available, such as remote Australia, enables a quick initial response.
The Liberals have committed $12 million to upgrading the Port Lincoln Marina Commercial Service Wharf if they win the upcoming election. It would support the region's seafood industry, which contributes almost $600 million to the state's economy, while Labor's promised to open up the Todd Reservoir to recreational fishing for the first time and expand existing access at Maiponga to deeper water. Flash floodings hit several tourist spots in Victoria and led to the closure of the Great Ocean Road. Downpours have swept cars out to sea and affected riverside campgrounds. Musician Mike Brady says the road remains closed with only locals allowed in.
There's no through traffic going towards Lorne from Apollo Bay or from Skeens Creek, actually, to Lorne because Cumberland River has had the bridge damaged and there's a lot of debris and still cars there.
And Venezuela's opposition leader has given her Nobel Peace Prize medal to US President Donald Trump during a meeting at the White House. The BBC's Mimi Swaby reports.
Speaking after the closed-door meeting, which lasted more than 2 hours, Maria Corina Machado said she'd handed her medal to President Trump in recognition of his commitment to Venezuela's freedom. This is despite the Nobel Committee having said the award was non-transferable. Mr. Trump has made no secret about wanting to win the Nobel Peace Prize, regularly speaking about the number of wars he claims to have ended. Ms. Machado needs to win back US support. She is vying against Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, who currently seems to have US backing for a long-term seat at the Miraflores Palace.
Turning to 5AA sport, Tanasi Kokonakis says it's disappointing he won't be playing in the singles at this year's Australian Open. The South Aussie has been forced to withdraw after battling a shoulder injury. Kokonakis says it's the best decision for his career moving forward.
I didn't want to feel something through the match and then be worried about backing up and going through that again. So I've never worked harder than I had this past year to try and get myself right.
He was forced to pull out of the Adelaide International after the first round, while Kim Birrell has lost her game to Victoria Maboko 6-2, 6-1. 6 years after turning St Kilda down, Dylan Shiel has joined the club's coaching ranks, and Dave Warner's been named in the Sydney Thunder squad for tonight's Sydney smash against the Sixers. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Enfield, a crash getting sorted, Main North Road near Warwick Street. Breakdown slowing things up at Stirling at the moment. The freeway down track near Old Kerry Gully Road. Another crash getting sorted too at Cavan, Port Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North. Super busy at the moment. South Road, Mile End. Super slow, Main North Road at Enfield with a camera. Airport Road, Brooklyn Park. Audio is more powerful than you think. For advertising with the power to double your campaign effectiveness, start with commercial radio and audio where brands are heard. Visit CRA.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, a high of 30, mostly sunny Sunday, 35 and 27 for Monday. Right now, 22. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Alice Monfries. Tonight, a grieving mother calls for urgent change following the overdose death of her daughter. The clean-up from the flooding emergency on the Great Ocean Road. Why Venezuela's opposition leader presented Donald Trump with her Nobel Peace Prize. And Alex de Minaur lifts the lid on his horror draw at the Oz Open. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
Professor Mike Steer here. My team's hard at work monitoring the algal bloom and helping our environment to recover from its impact. Work is underway on fish breeding programs, large-scale reef restoration and replanting seagrass meadows, along with ongoing research on algal blooms. It's all part of the $100 million Algal Bloom Summer Plan from the South Australian and federal governments, and it's happening now. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. Plan your next getaway with the experts at Spark Travel, where every journey begins with a friendly conversation. King William Street in the city or sparktravel.com.au.
Have you been injured in a car accident? You might be entitled to compensation, and Anderson's solicitors can help you find out. Compensation can cover things like medical costs, pain and suffering, lost income, even help around the home and garden. Don't rush to accept an insurer's settlement without first getting the right advice, or you could be missing out. And with Anderson's, your first interview is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Anderson's Solicitors. Help when you need it.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA's Summer Sports Show.
Scott Campo and Sam Tugwell with you at 8 minutes after 5 on this Friday. Taking your calls throughout the show. 8223 0000. What's been your summer love over the last couple of months? Rowie and Timmy G are back on Monday, and we have plenty still coming up on the show tonight. Channel 7 Big Bash commentator Theo Doropoulos at 5:30. We're going to break down this new rule the Big Bash are bringing in next year, a designated hitter. It's like we're baseball now all of a sudden, so we're going to find out what that's all about. Johnny Kelton with his racing.com tips for the weekend to come. He's at Penola today, so we'll find out how that's gone as well. And we'll speak to an Australian Paralympian and former Sporting Wheelies board chair, Michael Dobby Bridges. He has got a great story and introducing more advocacy for inclusive sport, so lots to talk about there. And more Strikers Lounge tickets as well. Your last double pass for the summer, so stay tuned this hour. We will give you a chance to win them as well. It has been carnage in the AFL pre-season injury-wise, and there's lots of questions that have been thrown up in the air about it. So we thought we'd go to someone who knows very much about how all this works in the high performance and fitness space. Andrew Russell joins us on the show. Rusty, thanks for joining us. Does it surprise you that we've got so many injuries at the moment, or does it just happen every year and we don't sort of notice?
No, look, it doesn't. How are you, Campo and Sam? Good to be on. It doesn't surprise me. Every year clubs have challenges with this. It does feel like there's more players getting injured than ever. And I think there's a reason for that as well. And, you know, there's a couple of really good reasons for it, but the most dramatic change in the AFL over the last few years has been, you know, the mandated 3-week break over Christmas that clubs have to give players. And so, you know, that really puts a lot of stress on the players when they come back and have to adapt to, you know, a lot of game-based training, which is, you know, what a lot of teams are doing now as soon as they get back from the first session after Christmas.
Yeah, well, that was the question that Sam asked me yesterday, Russ, in terms of like what it was like coaching. And it's always a challenge, isn't it, between the high-performance team and the coaching group as to how much you can get done. And you're right, that 2 weeks is now morphed into 3 weeks. And even though there's the training in terms of the straight line running and the capacity to keep your aerobic and speed up, the change of direction, the contact and the decision-making always comes in early.
Oh, it certainly does, Campo. And I think, you know, I read a couple of things down here and trying to clarify my own mind. And if you think about what they've been doing over the last 3 weeks, what they have been doing, the players, is they've been doing a lot of speed work, acceleration, all isolation, strength work, endurance. What they haven't been doing is, as you said, they haven't been doing a lot of decision-making based training. They haven't been doing a lot of accelerations and decelerations. They've been socially really active, and a lot of players are out of routine over the last 3 weeks. They're not at home. A lot of them have poor habits over this time. They don't eat as well. They probably drink more than they would at other times of the year, some players. And they haven't been in a performance mindset. And I reckon that's a really critical part of this, that they go from being very relaxed. They love that period of time, the players, because it's the least pressure and stress they're under for the whole 12 months. And then all of a sudden, you are literally thrown into an environment where their base fitness is very good. They are powerful and strong. But what you've got to do, and I've been thinking about this a lot, they've got to recondition their neural connections between their body and their brain. And so they've been using certain muscle groups and doing a lot of repetition using certain muscle groups. And then they've also been using different parts of their brain. And then all of a sudden they've got to shift and they've got to use muscles in different ways. Their joints have been challenged in different ways. And all the messages that are going between their brain and their muscles and their tendons and their ligaments are all different. And because now they're under so much pressure in terms of time restraints on the clubs, they're very, very aggressive in transferring, what they do in the off-season to now the pre-season. So that's why we're getting these issues, because the change of stress is so high on the athlete. And the number one reason why an athlete breaks down, anything in their system breaks down, is due to change of stress on the system.
Really well outlined, Andrew. We appreciate those sorts of thoughts from your expertise. So, in essence, would you think it's fair to say that the players arguing through the AFLPA and the CBA that they've signed have shot themselves in the foot a little bit here by asking for the increased break during the pre-season?
Oh, spot on. I mean, look, it's like the lunatics who run in the asylum. You ask a player how much time they want to have off, and every player will tell you that they want to have more time off, but they're not thinking big picture, and certainly they change their mind and they change their tune when they have, a lot of repetitive injuries, and they just can't get, into shape, because a lot of these guys, they need the routine of the club. They need that environment. They need expertise around them to help them be their best. So look, it's crazy to me that there's no experts in this area that are actually part of the decision-making process within the Players Association. They get together the players, but there's no one that actually knows what they're talking about, part of these decisions. So, I mean, could you imagine if you were trying to prepare an Olympic athlete and you said 30% of the year you can't have access to them, you can't coach them, you can't have eyes on them, you can give them a program, but you really don't have any control over the quality of that program, the nuances of what you're trying to change. That's what coaching's about. Otherwise, what's the point of having, experts and coaches? Otherwise, just let the athlete turn up, train themselves, and see how you go. Good luck.
It is a fascinating one, Russ, because obviously sat in the coaching chair for a period of time as well. And you're right. It was that period of, I thought it was more, Russ, that had more issues with players going away for that 10 to 12-week break on the points that you made around routine. They don't have the expertise. They're perhaps not as driven as some of the other, the players, senior players. They're not learnt habits yet straight away. So the access over that period of time for me was more important. So when they get back to pre-season training in November, then they're able to have a good block of training leading into the Christmas break.
No, look, I agree, Campo. I agree 100%. I suppose I was trying to make a point that if you add that 10 to 13 week break between the seasons, and then you layer 3 weeks of Christmas, within a 4.5 to 5 month period, some players would have only done between 8 and 14 skills training sessions in that period of time. And so you think almost 30% of the year they've got, no control over what they do. 50% of the year they're actually playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know that they don't train that hard.
Yeah, it's about recovery.
And about recovery. So you're not actually developing, them during that time. You're just basically going game to game to game. What they are developing in that time is their skill and their decision-making and team dynamics and all that. But from a physical perspective, they're not developing.
Yeah. Sorry to butt in there, Andrew, but do you think there needs to be a restructure in how the pre-season is mapped out at the moment? So could they have more weeks off after the season ends and then just have one big block that does include maybe a slight New Year sort of crossover just to keep the continuity?
Well, I think what I'd love to see is that
they still mandate a certain amount of period of time off that the players get. There's certainly no doubt that is too high right now. And probably in the context, the AFL is the hardest and most demanding team game in the world. So comparing it to basketball or comparing it to other team sports is actually not doing justice to the game, because the game is so demanding and it is such a hard running game. And so if you look at the best running athletes in the world, they're training twice a day. They're doing 2 running sessions a day. And, a lot of AFL teams now would do 3 big sessions a week. That's the absolute minimum you need to be on your legs and, having eccentric load going through your system running to develop physically. And so, we've become quite conservative because of injury in the game. And there's a lot of athletes and a lot of players that are coming out of the under-18 system that aren't very well conditioned. Drafted players generally are poorly conditioned when they get into the system. Then they get thrown into, they get thrown into the team environment with seasoned, hardened, highly conditioned players, and then they try and match the intensity. So even though you can control players' volumes when they come into the system, the intensity you can't. And so a lot of them break or certainly get overloaded. And even if they don't, a lot of them actually break in their second and third year because they haven't developed, the correct habits and behaviours, as Campo, you mentioned, in their first year. And sometimes the biggest gift a drafted player can have is being injured in their first year because you actually go back to basics and you can teach them how to be an athlete. And that's what, a lot of teams, a lot of clubs, and just the nature of the industry is breaking the rules in terms of teaching these guys how to be, how to be elite athletes and what habits they need to develop and, what are really strong routines that are going to help them to be resilient. So back to your original question, I think clubs should be allowed to manage their players any way they want to. And so you say you have this much time off, certainly they get too much time off, and then you can manage that any way you want. And that could change year to year depending on, you go deep in finals, you've got a young group that you need to develop physically. So you would change your strategy and change everything you do, potentially where you are in the cycle of performance with your playing group.
Yep. The other thing too, Russ, I always said to the young players, strong pre-season equals a strong year. And I still live by that, and I reckon Craig Bradley gave me one great bit of advice when I started my first year. I mean, I was blessed, played in a grand final my first year, and he grabbed me on the Monday after the grand final and he said to me, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. It's easier to stay fit than get fit. That was his advice to me as a young player, and that lived with me all the way through my career because things have changed now. And as you know, when we, back in the dark ages, you'd have 4 or 5 weeks off doing absolutely nothing and then you'd build up again and then blokes would break down before Christmas. But if you came back in really good condition and then you were able to then develop, part of that, particularly your aerobic and strength capacity, you were way ahead of the next player.
Oh, so true, Campo. And it's so significant. And, the rich get richer. The players are just, again, I've worked with a lot of players that really driven ones that haven't had a day off, after the season finished. And they just don't allow themselves to get into bad shape. And I think we see with a lot of guys that continually get injured, they go through this yo-yo. Yo-yo, they train hard, they break, they rest, they train hard, they break. Consistency is the number one thing, as any athlete wants, is consistency. And consistency is running 3 to 5 times a week at least, if you're an AFL player.
Yep.
Keeping speed in the legs, having change of direction. You just never get too far away from the game. And those are the guys that have the best year. I can give you data from over 20 years of data, both from performance point of view and also injury related to percent pre-season completed. Yep. If you look at the number of players that do over 80%, the number of players who do under 60% of the pre-season, it is almost a direct correlation to how they perform and their chance of injury. And then the team as well, I've had a look at this stuff over the years, and the biggest determinant of team performance, regardless of talent on the park or the team I've worked with, has been the number of players that have done under 60% of the pre-season. So the higher the number of the players under 60% of the pre-season, the worse the positioning ladder position at the end of the year. Now, it's not a you either win it or you don't win it, but top four, being in finals and finishing out of finals has almost been direct correlation to that number.
Andrew Russell,
regardless of talent.
Andrew Russell, our guest here on the Sports Show, high-performance fitness coach and long time in the AFL. Can I ask quickly about our own backyard and Sid Draper at the moment? He's been dealing with what's been a bit of a niggling groin, and he's on a groin management program since the start of December. So it's about 6 weeks now where he hasn't been with the main group. For you, with your experience, does that last a long time? And are those solutions that can come, I suppose, for groins to be fixed? Or is this something that will linger for maybe a long time?
No, look, majority of players get over groin injuries and they get back to, being at their best. So from the point of view of medium to long term, I wouldn't be too stressed. You would expect Sid to get back to his best. So the issue is the short term is probably the challenge, and without knowing the specifics of his issue, that could be something that could turn around very quickly. They could be managing it particularly well, and he hasn't been in drills, and and he's getting back into drills very soon. If he's not running at high intensities now, and if he's nowhere off being in the drills, then he's probably got some challenges ahead in terms of being well prepared for the season. So he could be in a good place by the start of the season, but he could be a long way off as well. And there's one thing about groins is there's no rules. They don't act a particular way all the time, and as we know, they can be very challenging and they can linger for an extended period of time.
Russ, I've got a quick question for you before we go, and it's been amazing insight. Our text lines lit up with questions, but I want to ask you about the State of Origin. That's on February the 14th. Now, there's some most of you would imagine are senior players in the respective teams that they come from and their A-graders. If, say, Max Gawn or someone like that is a little underdone, and he is at the moment in terms of some injuries, are you going in saying you're not playing, or are you leaving it up to the player?
It's a really interesting point, Campo, isn't it? It probably depends on how much power that player has within the organisation and how strong the leaders are around him. I certainly know the environment that I spent most of my time in at Hawthorn would be an extremely strong conversation between myself, the player, and Alistair Clarkson. Mm-hmm. Around what is best for that player and what is best for the Hawthorn Football Club or the particular club they're coming from. If a player was really strong, wanted to play and had a perfect preparation, very consistent, they have really good habits, behaviours, and, they're a leader of the club, then, ideally don't want them to play, but understand that's important to them, and it's important to them, then we want to support our players.
I just think... Yeah, sorry.
But let's just say, Campo, if they had anything less than the perfect preparation and had high levels of resilience, then we would be extremely strong in our view about not playing.
I think it's going to be an interesting watch for mine, sitting back, because all the players want it, and I think, and as a past player that was lucky enough to play State of Origin, I would love to see it back in some form. But I've also got the coach's hat on too, Russ. They're going, geez, we're a month away from round one, and we're going to put our best players out there. Now, you can argue it's an exhibition game. It'll be serious, not serious. It will nowhere near be what the NRL do in terms of Queensland and New South Wales. Yeah. But there's still that element of competition, and these guys are highly competitive and will want to play well. I think it's going to be a fascinating watch as to some of these players that have said, yes, I'm going to play, and how many may, if they've got little niggles, pull out before the game actually is played.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we'll see is there's quite a few players that will pull out late. I'd say in the last week there'll be changes everywhere. Because players at the end of the day want to play. I understand that, but I think the number one thing players do not want to do, they do not want to compromise their season. And, I think that they agree to doing these things with the best interests. They obviously, it's great for their individual profile. It's great for their brand. They get paid to play. We're a game where self-interest is enormous in this game. So, one coach one year he's involved in the Origin will say it's the greatest thing of all time, and then the next year he's not involved and he'll say, what a dumb concept, why are we playing?
I can see Scotty doing that.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, we see coaches change their tune all the time, just depending on what's best for them and their club. So it'll be the same with this. It'll be the same thing again. But on the whole, clubs won't be supporting this concept. I mean, why would you? I mean, if you lost two good players in this game, no one's looking back and judging you as a coach on whether those players played a state of origin, or they're saying at the end of the year, you won so many games or you lost so many games, you finished fourth, you finished sixth, you finished eighth. No one cares the reasons why. They just judge you on where you finished. So, it's a pretty ruthless environment. So when it's a ruthless environment, you need to be pretty strong at club level. And I imagine most clubs will be wanting to support their players, but behind the scenes being very, very strong with them about saying, you understand you've got to have the perfect preparation to put your hand up here.
Andrew, you've been a wealth of knowledge and wisdom for us. I wish we had heaps more time to chat, mate. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us and giving us a bit of clarity around what our teams are experiencing at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Campo and Sam, and always miss my time in Adelaide. I love my time over there. It's an awesome spot.
We can come back anytime, mate.
Anytime, that's right. Nothing's stopping you. Andrew Russell.
Very true.
No, doing some brilliant work with great coaching individual athletes and stuff around the country at the moment. Andrew Russell, their high-performance fitness coach. He's been with 4 major clubs in the AFL. He's been doing this for 30 years.
Six Flags he's involved in.
Six Flags.
Not many of them around.
No, but he's regarded as probably one of the best, if not the best in the country. So we appreciate his experience on the show. Let's check your traffic at 28 after 5.
Like down at Sterling, getting sorted at the moment. The freeway down track near Old Gully Road. Twisted traffic light at Salisbury South due to a crash. Cross Keys Road near Kings Road. Look out for a burst water main getting fixed at Wollonga. Aldinga Road near Manwaring Streets. Camera, North Parade, Torrensville. For the 23rd year running, Australians have voted Toyota their #1 selling car brand. Thanks for trusting Toyota year on year. I would have feeling Toyota. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Who wants to go on a holiday? Dreaming of your next getaway? With Travel Auctions, the choice is yours. From powered sites for caravanners to holiday cabins, relaxing cruises and hotel escapes, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You bid the price you want to pay. With Travel Auctions, it's as simple as placing your bid, and if you are successful, hello holiday. Travelauctions.com.au or call 1300 656573. No hidden fees, just great deals.
We love to see you see it. The next generation Hilux is here at CMI Toyota, South Australia's #1 selling Toyota dealer. With massive upgrades, including an all-new interior, wireless connectivity, refined comfort and handling, and extra power. The 2026 Hilux is the ideal choice for any trip, any tow, or any task. Book your test drive at CMI Toyota today.
We love to see you smiling.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
When you book a hearing test with Can Do Hearing, you'll be seen by an accredited audiologist. Can Do Hearing is South Australian, and we're not owned by a hearing aid manufacturer. This means we only recommend what's going to work for you, and your options are almost endless. Plus the extra bonus, our profits go to Can Do for Kids, supporting local kids living with hearing and vision loss. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing today. CanDoHearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Some swear jars collect coins, but at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
Hi, I'm Renette, a designer. I swear to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you.
Hi, I'm Rick the plumber. I swear to always be on time and clean up after myself.
I'm Laura. I swear to help bring your thoughts and design ideas to life, just how you envisioned them, or better.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Healthy soil is the key to a thriving garden. Good soil needs a mix of organic matter, nutrients and biology, all of which you will find in Chock-a-Block, a new super compost from Nutrog. Chock-a-Block is a unique blend of nutrition, microbes and humates with absolutely no green waste, meaning it's consistent all year round. Chock-a-Block, easy to remember as it's literally chock-a-block full of goodness. Look out for the green and gold bale in your local hardware or garden centre.
Oh, ow, what was that? Oh, I know you're out here somewhere. Where are you?
Searching for a better night's sleep? For over 30 years, Town & Country Mattresses and Beds have helped South Aussies sleep better with custom-made mattresses and electric beds. As an aged care and NDIS provider, they specialise in high-low and electric beds. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, 68 Research Road, Paraka.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
5:32, Theo Duropoulos very shortly after the headlines. We'll talk about the Big Bash and the new designated hitter rule. Couple of texts coming in as well. This one from Enzo saying the 3-week break, performances of guys that should adapt accordingly. In my view, the performance guys are pushing the psychological boundaries too far year after year. These guys should be scaling buildings in single bounds, but they're falling over like flies.
Yeah, well, that's an individual more case, to be fair. So there's different players going through different things in different stages. But Mike's got a good point here. Hi, boys. Look at how Travis Boak looked after himself in the off-season.
100%.
If you look at a guy who maximised potential, talent, recovery, what he did, I'm not sure he had too many days off, Trav, in terms of going over the US.
Yep.
And I think players are more inclined to do that now, aren't they? Because they've seen these guys and the benefits of it. See a lot of guys, Adam Chera last year from Carlton went over because he had hamstring issues, got that tidied up, So they're definitely playing more in that space. But I think Russ's point is more being able to have access to them more often.
Well, it's a top-line professionalism that Boakey and those sorts really do show. Can the whole league follow that? That's a bit of a tougher task to maintain. It's time to get to the headlines at 5:33.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brattig. A northern suburbs man is accused of stealing parcels from the Two Wells post office during a break-in this morning. Books have been placed on the wall around the Pioneer Women's Garden to protest the cancellation of Adelaide Writers' Week. Australia's first Trump Tower could be coming to the Gold Coast. And Kim Birrell's been knocked out of the Adelaide International. Tommy Paul was also beaten. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Stirling, a breakdown the freeway down track near Old Kerrigalli Road. Salisbury South, a twisted traffic light due to a crash. Cross Keys Road near Kings Road. And Enfield, another crash, Main North Road near Warwick Streets. Getting busy at the moment. South Road at Edwardstown and really big delays at Cavan with that breakdown. Port Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North. Head to Chemist Warehouse and save more money every year on your regular medication with discounted prescriptions in every store, every day. Shop Chemist Warehouse today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight and sunny tomorrow, a high of 30, at the moment 23. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
This week at IGA, there's Coca-Cola 30 by 375ml selected varieties, $28 each. Can't believable prices now at your local IGA. Offer ends January 20. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA, local grocer and Foodland.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Head to the Excelsior Hotel where kids eat free every weekend. The Excelsior Hotel, 110 Coglan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better. Love Soul Deep performs Aretha Franklin's hits live, followed by the film Respect at Capri Theatre, Feb 1. Book your tickets now at capri.org.au. 5AA, supporting local business.
Sadly, a smashed or cracked windscreen isn't something you get around to doing. The longer you leave it, the bigger the risk. Visibility drops, the damage spreads, and suddenly you're off the road. That's why Complete Windscreens on Main North Road Prospect is the smart call the moment it happens. They're Adelaide's biggest independent windscreen team, which means no national call centres and no waiting weeks for a booking. They keep windscreens and door glass for all makes and models on hand, ready ready to fit with 15 technicians. It's fast and it's same day. And if it happens outside business hours, a break-in, a weekend road trip, whatever, they're available 24/7. Just tell your insurance company, we want Complete Windscreens. Get it sorted, completewindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala, 8269 4444.
Have you taken your credit card to the max over Christmas? Well, CMAX Clinical Research can help. Join us at CMAX for a clinical trial. You'll be doing your part to advance medical research, and when you complete any CMAX trial, you get paid for your time. So you can breathe a sigh of relief and say goodbye to that credit card debt. Visit cmax.com.au to sign up today. That's cmax.com.au.
Some men have nerves of steel. They walk the walk and talk the talk effortlessly. How do they do it? With the right attire. For over 50 years, Peter Shearer has been fitting men to perfection. Because, as it turns out, confidence can be measured. Whether it's for work or play, get your suits, sport coats and formal wear from Peter Shearer Menswear. And be fitted with confidence.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
Well, we're looking forward to the Strikers' last game of the season, and it comes at home against the Melbourne Renegades. Surely winnable, Campo. Surely this one's winnable, if any of them have been. Joining us now from 7 Cricket all the way in Melbourne, Theo Doropoulos joins us. Theo, thanks for your time. We're getting to the pointy end of the BBL.
Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? The tournament has had a couple of really close ones throughout the season. You think of the Renegades in Perth and a couple of really tight ones that we sort of didn't expect, and then we now start to get to the business end. And I think what we've seen is a bit of a shift in the comp. The better teams have started to hit their straps after, even a slip up for Hobart. But I think that the teams that are going to be contending have really started to fire.
Well, in saying that, Theo, Hurricanes and Stars and Scorchers pretty much look set. So it really comes down to the Sixers. They've got 2 important games in the next few days.
Yeah, 2 in hand, Campo. The Sydney Smash is interesting. And again, when you look at where Sydney's placed with the 2 in hand, they can get up to second. Perth can win and take top spot. And then Hobart have gassed it a little bit. I mean, they sit on 13 points. They could have sealed a finals berth and been on top of the table going in, which gives you home advantage, that first final too. So losing to the Heat was disastrous for them. They could finish third and end up on the road either to Melbourne or Perth. But look, it's hard to go past Perth and the Stars. If they fire, dangerous. But the boys out west, they know how to win it.
Well, Tugger's touched on our strikers. They're in poor form again. They haven't really been able to get it done. Tim Payne under pressure?
Look, I reckon he can only do what he can do with the cattle that he's got. I mean, they're a bowling team, aren't they? Like you look at their star players and. Wood's been good. I mean, they've obviously missed Rashid Khan for the last sort of 3 or 4 years. It would be wonderful to get him back in town, but they just lack some real class up top. I mean, Alex Carey comes back and fires, which is amazing. It'd be great to see Travis Head in there. But, we probably haven't seen the best of Chris Lynn. We've seen glimpses of brilliance from a wonderful player in Matt Short. And then you look through that middle order, it's just a little bit undermanned when you put it up pound for pound against some of the better teams. So, look, I don't think he's under pressure. I just think they need to have a bit of a list revamp and try and find a couple of really good domestic players. And if they can add a star up top to go with Overton, who's a wonderful all-rounder, does it with both disciplines, then they could add a bit more strength to their team.
Yeah, 6 wins from 19 games, Tim Payne and the Strikers the last 2 seasons. It's been disappointing indeed. What do you think around the BBL draft, Theo? I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with. I feel like it's totally irrelevant. No one really understands it, follows it when it's on. And then once the season starts, I don't care how they got here. They just want good players in their team. And I think the key with the Big Bash is there's a bit of a every year you come back and you know who's going to be playing. So for the Strikers, for example, Rashid Khan was that draw card. And now he's gone, and now every year it's a bit of a rotating chair sort of situation. Do you feel like the draft doesn't quite help list management across seasons like the former system used to?
Well, I don't really have as much of an issue with the draft if you can lock in your best players. So my issue really is with the calibre of player. I mean, cricket fans want their players playing for their team as opposed to, as weird as this sounds, barracking for the team. It feels like cricket fans barrack for the player. So you want to see your stars back. I think if we look at the way that other competitions around the world do it, where you can retain your 4-star players and then you can pad around them. If you can land 4 of the biggest names in cricket, then inevitably with the cash left, you're going to add good domestic players, and then you can start to build that sense of familiarity and identity. And if you don't want players and someone wants to bid in an auction sense for more for your player, then, you know, you lose them. You're happy with that. So as long as you keep your core nucleus together. So, yeah, I think from the whole point of the Big Bash was to attract the biggest names in cricket and have, you know, one of the best Big Bash tournaments in the competition, one of the best T20 tournaments. And we're sort of head-to-head with South Africa. To think that as a cricket powerhouse, we lose out to other leagues, I mean, it just doesn't sit well with me as a cricket fan. I mean, when we started, we had huge numbers. I mean, the competition on TV is going great guns, but we had huge crowds. We had, you know, you think of Kieran Pollard and A.B. de Villiers and Dale Steyn and Chris Gale. You had the who's who of cricket. So I'd love to be able to find a way to do that. And then you pad your numbers with really, really good domestic players. And then you see the level of cricket just go through the roof.
Well, we've seen yesterday, Theo, as well, there's a media release from the CA regarding the designated batter and fielder locked in for BBL 16 next year. Can you run us through that?
Yeah, I'm still not sure how I feel about this, Campo. So basically, if you're a designated batter, you're not actually allowed to field. So effectively, it's a designated fielder rule, really, and it's designed to give players of, you know, maybe a bit of an ageing status or someone with a busy workload, say like a Travis Head who just finishes a test match, or Chris Lynn who isn't the best fielder in town, the chance to come in and bat, and fans can see him and play, and they can both add tremendous value to their cricket teams from a runs point of view, and then not have to field. So, I mean, it's 20 overs. It's not the biggest deal, but if it helps get stars over the line to come and play, then you would hope it's a good thing. The nuance there is, does it take up a lift spot in that you contract a bloke that is just a fielder, really? I mean, it robs you of a couple of disciplines. Ultimately, someone like Mitch Marsh would love it. Just come out, bat, sit on the sidelines. Dare I say, as Perth have done with Mitch for the majority of this tournament. I'm of the view that if you're playing, you're playing. I like the 11. I like the fact that you've got to be in the team. You know, if you can't field, then your team's got to figure out a way. Either that, or instead of having a designated batter or fielder rule, just play 12. And there you go. You can bat, you can bowl, you can field. And if you want to use your 12th player to come on and do something, then go for it. But, yeah, I'm just not sure how I feel about having someone that hard and fast can't field under any circumstances, can't bowl under any circumstances. I've still got to get my head around it. But ultimately, you nominate a player and he just comes and bats and swings and then sits down. Yeah.
It's kind of like NFL or something. Baseball, you got designated players that come in and out of the game, different teams. We've seen a version of this before, the sub in the Big Bash. We've even seen the ICC try it about 15 years ago. Both times it's never quite worked. The IPL's found a way to manage it with an impact player. It's a bit different to this style for the Big Bash. So do you believe it can work?
Well, of course it can. Yeah, it can. I mean, from a traditional point of view, I like the fact that it's my 11 versus your 11 and let's go for it. But of course it can. I mean, if the difference between Travis Head playing for the Strikers and not playing is fielding for 20 overs, and that's the same for a Steve Smith or, you know, a Chris Lynn, then I think it would be sort of negligent not to explore it, because ultimately having an older player or a player with a busy workload that is of star power in the competition is great. And it gives a younger player a bit of exposure. If you're only fielding, but then you're still around the group, you're still on the list, you're still at training, you know, there could be positives in that. But again, going back to my original point, I love the idea of, you know, cricket being me versus you. Let's put our cards on the table and my 11 versus your 11. But I think for an older player, you know, I see the merit in it. I can understand why it's being explored.
Well, the other thing too, Theo, is generally the batters are your best fielders as a general rule. I mean, if you have a look at what Steve Smith's been able to do at slips, what Marnus Labuschagne's been able to do, Travis Head's really sharp in the field, Hunter. Like all those guys, it doesn't seem to make sense. And the bowlers are probably getting excluded out of this. It's more weighted to we want to see more batting than bowling.
Well, that's why I would like it to be more a designated
fielder, and that gets back to the point I made previously, is just play your 12. So if the conjecture is you want to bring a young kid on or have someone else around that can come into the game and impact it, then fine. Have someone like, not that he can't field, but Peter Siddle, for example, is 41 years old and still bowling 140 Ks. If he bowls his 4 overs, why can't he just be subbed out? And then we go back to the idea from, I think we're talking, 15, 20 odd years ago in domestic one-day cricket, they did have a sub player, and it would all hinge on whether you bowled or batted first, how it would be used. Look, what I know about Australian cricket fans and my experience on and off the field is they want the competition and the cricket that they're watching to be brilliant. And not that this is a gimmick, but they don't buy gimmicks. Something like this doesn't instantly make the competition the best in the world. It might help with some players, but I think all fans want to see is integrity in the competition, and they want to see the best players doing well.
Well, maybe we can transform it over to the AFL with our old mob, the Blues, and we get Brendan Favola. He just comes in. He's a designated goal kicker, but he don't have to defend. How's
Sits
that?
in the square.
That's it. He just, every time someone has a set shot, they can put the flag up and say, bring on Fev.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Your boys wouldn't be handing them off, though. I wouldn't have thought, Campo.
As long as they go through, mate.
That's
Couldn't care less.
Oh, mate. Well, Theo, we're enjoying your work on the screens of 7, and keep it up with the rest of the Big Bash finals coming up in very, very short time.
Good on you, fellas. It's going to be a huge couple of weeks. Great to chat.
Theodoropoulos there from 7, and it has been a very exciting Big Bash throughout. Might not have been for Adelaide points, but it certainly has been across the board. And if you'd like to get along to the very last home game for our Adelaide Strikers, we have tickets, two tickets for you and a friend to the FIVEAA Sports Lounge, the very last opportunity for the year. And even if the cricket isn't great sometimes, I tell you what, you get the best day out in the FIVEAA Sports Lounge. You get drinks package sorted for you for the day. There's canapes and food the whole way through the day as well, and the best seats at Adelaide Oval in the Riverbank stand. So call in now if you want to play the quiz, and we'll give you a chance to win Strikers Renegades tomorrow. 8223 0055 is the number to call. It's 12 minutes to 6. Here's your traffic.
At Stirling, a breakdown the freeway down track near Old Kerry Gully Road. Salisbury South, a twisted traffic light due to a crash. Cross Keys Road near Kings Road. And Enfield, another crash, Main North Road near Warwick Streets. Getting busy at the moment. South Road at Edwardstown, and really big delays at Cavan with that breakdown. Port Wakefield Road near Churchill Road North. Head to Chemist Warehouse and save more money every year on your regular medication with discounted prescriptions in every store every day. Shop Chemist Warehouse today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
From the coast to the outback, if you're planning a road trip, Ned McHenry will help you get there. Join Ned every Thursday at 11 a.m. with Graham Goodies for On the Road with Ned. Thanks to Travel Auctions. Dreaming of a bargain holiday? Bid the price you want to pay. Travelauctions.com.au. Bid, win, go.
This summer, the feeling starts here at the new Jarvis Toyota Somerton Park. Pack more in and get the most out of your summer at Jarvis Toyota. Plus, come check out the new Hilux, the ute that Australia knows and trusts. Hilux has been proving itself for generations. This summer, come and experience the new Hilux difference and take a test drive today at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Be inspired with a trip to Virginia Home and Garden. Not only will you find 12,000 square metres of indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, ornamental trees and much more, you'll also find the perfect pot. Virginia Home and Garden has pots in all sizes, colours and textures, so you can match your new plant to your home decor or create a relaxing haven outdoors. Nurture yourself with nature at Virginia Home and Garden. Not just a nursery.
With power costs continuing to rise, who do you trust for solar power? Manic Solar, the name South Australians know and trust for over 60 years. Not only do they have all the leading brands like Fox and Sungrow, you have peace of mind with a 15-year installation warranty. Plus, right now you can save over $10,000 on an average solar and battery system. Conditions apply. Don't delay. Get a free quote today on solar power from...
We all love a hidden gem, and Thornclark Wines is waiting to be discovered. Located in the Barossa Valley, this family-owned boutique winery offers tranquility, beauty, and your new favourite bottle of wine. With sprawling gardens and panoramic views, you'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been here before? Enjoy a wine tasting customised to you, share a platter of local Barossa produce, And finish your day at the Golf Driving Range. Thornclark Wine Cellar Door. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, Friday to Sunday.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years. But one thing remains unchanged, our passion to help people invest in their future, to build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Yassel, the Semaphore Greek Festival is back this weekend at Semaphore Foreshore. Celebrate the 45th year of this incredible festival in the spirit of Oli Mazir, which means all together. Enjoy the most magnificent traditional Greek food and beverage in a festival atmosphere. There'll be dancing, of course, live music and so much more for the entire family to enjoy day and night, including a chance to win a trip to Greece. Don't miss the Semaphore Greek Festival all weekend from 11 a.m. Oppa!
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
8 minutes to 6. Give you a chance to win 5AA Sports Lounge, a double pass. Campo and Sam Tugwell here with you at 8 minutes to 6. Let's get Heath from Winvale on the line. And our quizmaster is Campo.
G'day, Heath. You ready to go?
I'll give it my best, mate.
Okay. Have you been watching the Strikers over the tournament?
To be honest, not a lot.
Okay.
It hasn't been pretty to watch, has it?
Fair. No, that's a fair call. Well, we'll see how you go.
However.
Righto. Here we go. So far, Lloyd Pope has taken the most wickets this season for the Strikers. How many wickets has he taken?
Right. Have I got a range?
It's over 10.
Over 10. Okay. 17.
Incorrect.
It's lower than that, Heath.
Lower than that.
Good starting point.
Pete, did you hear that? Pete from Croydon.
Yeah, I got it.
You there? Yep. So 17 or under and more than 10.
15.
Oh.
Incorrect.
Sorry, Peter.
Kevin there from Adelaide. Did you hear the last couple?
What was the question?
Question is, so far Lloyd Pope has taken the most wickets this season for the Strikers. How many wickets has he taken? It's more than 10 and less than 15.
More than 10, less than 15. I'm going to go with 13.
Well done, Kev.
Lucky number.
Lucky for some.
Hey, sometimes.
There you go.
Very good. Well done, Kev. Off to the 5AA Sports Lounge. You been before?
No.
No? Well, you're
Never.
going to love it. Canapes, drinks, great seats. The Gil Langley room is just top-notch. So have a great day tomorrow. Good weather for it too.
Beautiful. Nah, thanks, guys. That's awesome.
Lovely work, Kev. Take along a friend or the wife or someone, whoever you want to take along. Enjoy
Good way
that.
to start the year.
Yeah, that's right. So nice way to go. And, of course, tickets and more info, adelaidestrikers.com.au. If you would like to head along to tomorrow's game, it will be a great day for it. So make sure you get out and support the Strikers the very last time for the summer. Ayrton Andrioli is the coach of Adelaide United. He had a press conference today. It's been a long week for the club. He had a little bit of a say on tomorrow's game against Melbourne Victory.
Yes, we're very, very excited. We had a very good week on training. This week is one of those weeks you don't need to work too hard to motivate players. This is the most important game in the calendar for us. We're playing at home, full house, so the boys are ready to go, and we're hoping that we can put our foot down and get a good performance on tomorrow.
Such an important game. The original rivalry, absolutely love seeing these two go to battle. So let's see how they go. Victory and the Reds will be a tough encounter, and they're both about the same on the ladder this year.
Yeah.
Johnny Keltner join us in just one moment. He's up at Penola for the races. Ayrton spoke a little bit more about the Josh Cavello situation this week.
Okay.
Enough's been said about that. I agree with everything, the statements that Nathan made. Craig Gooden gave a good interview the other day. I truly believe the decision was made based on the football side of things. Nothing else that's been said is all speculation. So I just want to move on and concentrate on the game tomorrow. I don't agree with any of those comments. None of them are true. We are a club that have so many different denominations and backgrounds here. I've been here now for 5-6 years. I've never experienced anything like it. Timing of this was poor. Didn't like those comments, obviously. For us as a playing group, we sort of put that behind us. We just move on, let the club deal with that.
There we go. So the coach has had his say. Let's hope that's the end of the story.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I don't think we need to talk about that any longer. At 4 minutes to 6, let's do some racing tips for the weekend. Johnny Kelton from racing.com joins us. Up at Penola, I believe. He's been up there for the races today. How are you, Johnny?
Yeah, good, thanks. We've just jumped in a minibus at Penola, about to make our way back to the airport. But a really successful day here at Penola. Massive crowd, good weather, and the Vignerons Cup meeting, always a very well-attended meeting.
Well, Johnny, there's you'll be up to Murray Bridge tomorrow. You got a 10-race card up there. Your best bets up there?
Yeah, I'm going to start pretty early in the day. There's a 2-year-old race, which is race 1. I'm going with the Philip Stokes-trained Volstar. He's had one barrier trial at Gawler. He was very impressive on that occasion. He settled just behind the speed. He got to the line pretty well, and that's the only public outing we've seen him. And young horses generally make rapid improvement in their first couple of public outings. We've only seen him once, and he was impressive then anyway. I reckon he'll be really hard to beat. So I know it's early in the day, but I'm hoping that race 1, number 1, Volstar, will get us off to a good start. And then I think there's a couple of better prices later on. A horse called Full of Courage in the Chris Beeg yard. He's in the 2,000-metre race around about the middle of the program. He was an impressive winner at Murray Bridge last weekend. He's on the 7-day backup, which I like with stayers.
Mm-hmm.
And another one at a bit more of a price is a horse called Pantoya, who's joined the Michael Hickmott yard. He won a jump out, which is like a little private barrier trial. He won one of them recently at his home track of Murray Bridge. So I think he's not without a chance at a bit of a price also.
Well, and also, Johnny, big day up at the Gold Coast. They got the Magic Millions Carnival on up there, 10 races. Did you happen to get up there, or did you use any of your hard-earned to buy a new one?
I haven't been up there on the Gold Coast. The sale seems to be progressing pretty well. I haven't managed to do any of the form there. I was at Strathalbyn Wednesday, Penola today, and Murray Bridge tomorrow, so I haven't managed to open my form guide to the Gold Coast page yet. But if we give myself some time in the morning, maybe. One of the South Aussies, there is some interest in the 2-year-old race. Michael Hickmott's got a filly called Inhabit up there, but she's probably quite rightly going to go round at a massive price.
Okay, very good.
JK, we always appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Enjoy the minibus. That always sounds more exciting than the races at times.
Couple of cold ones
Never
on the
know
way
what's,
back.
what's
the
going to come.
minibus is entertaining. It's got the big caution school bus on the sign on the front, and it only has an AM radio. So
there you go.
It's
Well,
all
hey,
good.
Tune in and then grab the Esky seat. That'll be the good one to be. John Kelton joining us, racing.com. Thank you for your time.
All good. Enjoy, boys.
And have a great weekend of racing and tips. Gamble responsibly, of course.
Yeah, it is a big weekend up at the Magic Millions, because I believe the horses that get bought, they all race in the next one the following year. So they're all feature. I think there's 10 races. I think 6 or 7 of them are feature races. So
that's cool.
Some real quality up there. But,
love to see that. All right, it's time for us to get to the news. 6 o'clock, and on the other side, we're going to talk to an Australian Paralympian. He played in wheelchair tennis, and then moved into wheelchair football as well, which is a really interesting space to explore. And we'll talk about what is next for Michael Dobby Bridges, because he's advocating for inclusive sport for all.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Our Sacramento win their first one-day cup for 15 years. Good. It was outstanding. It was a 64-run win. Bring a little bit of joy to South Australian cricket. And to be fair, we have been starved of it. And it was 2012 that they last won it.
Yeah, 11, 12, so 13
years. Yeah, 13 years.
The 5AA Sports Show.
It was another total team effort.
Yeah.
Returns Monday from 4
on 5AA, always Adelaide. The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
sunny and 30 tomorrow with the 6 o'clock news. I'm Kendall Brettig.
Nurse Next Door Home Care Services. From companionship to 24/7 nursing. nursenextdoor.com.au.
Thick black smoke has blanketed Greenfields this afternoon after an explosion and fire at a scrapyard. It broke out around 1 p.m. after a car's fuel tank was pierced. A smoke advice has been issued for the area and people told to stay indoors. Police have arrested a man after an investigation into recent incidents at the Two Wells Post Office. They were called to Old Port Wakefield Road this morning after a break-in. A side door had been forced open and a number of parcels stolen. Police are also investigating an attempted break-in on Tuesday. As a result of investigations, they went to a home at Gawler West and arrested a 34-year-old man. He will likely face court on Monday. The Premier's tried to turn the focus away from the Writers' Week fiasco, highlighting the state's economic growth. SA's leading the nation in the latest ANZ Stateometer on the back of a sharp rise in business conditions. It's been revealed Adelaide Festival headliner Pulp was set to boycott if an apology wasn't issued to cancelled author Dr Abdul Fattah. But Peter Malinauskas says there are bigger things to worry about.
I suspect in many dinner tables around the state they're not talking about Writers' Week because people have got real lives worrying about issues that are immediate to them, and I guess that's where my focus is.
The Prime Minister wants the Coalition to come forward with changes they'd like to see to the proposed hate speech reforms. Labor will likely need to accept amendments to get the bill through, with the opposition leader labelling it unsalvageable and the Greens unwilling to support it in its current form. Anthony Albanese insists he wants to work constructively to get the changes right.
The opposition seem to think that they can be defined by just what they're against. I want to know what they're for. What changes are they for? Can we work these things through cooperatively? That's what I've been trying to do.
A social media expert warns the ban on users under 16 risks failing as children sign up to new platforms. More than 4.7 million accounts have been shut down since the ban commenced in December. The E-Safety Commissioner says she's keeping a close eye on young Australians migrating to new platforms. But Nicole Jamieson says that's inevitable.
The kids had 12 months to actually reconfigure their accounts, so change their ages or start up new accounts with different ages before the ban came in effect, and also their movement to other accounts.
Phone directory white pages will no longer display residential listings online. The removal of the feature means users can only search for business and government information on the website. Critics of the change say it still remains a vital public service, but others say it was a privacy issue. US President Donald Trump has accepted a Nobel Peace Prize medal from Venezuela's opposition leader, declaring it a wonderful gesture. The pair met at a private White House meeting only weeks after US forces captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and charged him with drug trafficking offences. While Australia's first Trump Tower could be coming to the Gold Coast, the site for the high-rise would be on the Esplanade at Surfers Paradise and feature the iconic gold Trump lettering. Gold Coast Chamber of Commerce President Laura Younger says it would certainly stand out.
But what's really quite exciting is that site has been dormant for about 12 years. And it's such a shame because it is one of the best sites on the Gold Coast.
Turning to 5AA sport, Tanasi Kokonakis is confident he'll be fit for the doubles at the Australian Tennis Open. He's pulled out of the singles due to a shoulder issue, but insists he'll be ready to go alongside partner Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, I'll definitely play doubles. Is a lot different, so that'll be fun, and I'm confident I'll be good to go for the doubles and have some fun there.
While 18-year-old Mira Andreeva has won her semi-final at the Adelaide International, but Kim Birrell was beaten. Tommy Paul was also knocked out. One game in the NBL tonight with the Perth Wildcats hosting the Illawarra Hawks. The Adelaide 36ers take on Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in Perth on Sunday. And one game in the Big Bash tonight with Mitchell Starc set to play his first game in the BBL in more than a decade as the Sydney Sixers take on the Sydney Thunder. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Evening there. Got crashes coming out the Wazoo for the drive home. One at Marston, South Road near Stirling Street. Another one at Gillis Plains, North East Road near Sutholts Road. Another smash to look out from the drive home at Fulham Gardens, Grange Road near Tapley's Hill Road. Camera tonight too to keep in mind, Airport Road, Brooklyn Park. Every minute of every day, a child is admitted to hospital. Help make it a happier place with a $30 donation to the Starlight Foundation every month. Donate today at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, clear tonight, sunny tomorrow with a high of 30, mostly sunny Sunday, 35 and 27 for Monday. At the moment, 22. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Radless.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack of a Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
You know those days where you just need to blow off steam? Forget the treadmill. Forget the boring gym routine. Paddle is the fastest growing sport in the world, and it's finally in Adelaide. Think tennis meets squash, but way more social. Grab a mate, form a work team, and see what all the hype is about at PaddleFit. 4 world-class indoor paddle courts just off Port Road in Theberton. Book a court online now and try this new craze. PaddleFit in Theberton.
Kangaroo Island. It's best enjoyed getting up close to nature, escaping with friends, enjoying the serenity and celebrating milestones together. Unpretentious, unexpected, untamed. Experience Kangaroo Island unfiltered. Book your self-drive getaway now at sealink.com.au.
Control Air Australia now brings you the VTEX, the rapid chill system that's perfect for restaurants, celladors, pubs and liquor stores. Who else can chill a bottle of wine in under 180 seconds? It's this tech and other energy-saving systems that allow Control Air Australia to cut your power bills, keep your produce fresher for longer and deliver reliable service teams on site within hours. Control Air Australia, commercial refrigeration and air conditioning. The cool behind South Australia's biggest brands. Visit controlairaustralia.com.au.
We've all had that dream. The one where your teeth fall out? Nobody really knows what it means. But we do know a trip to the dentist doesn't have to feel like a nightmare. At Burnside Dental Practice, we offer sleep dentistry. You'll experience comfortable care and a calming environment designed to ease dental anxiety, whatever the procedure. Say goodbye to fear and worry. You deserve great teeth. Book your next appointment with Burnside Dental Practice in Hazelwood Park. Visit burnsidedental.com.au.
If your business runs on precision, you can't afford equipment that lets you down. Diversco keeps Australian industries moving with weighing and automation solutions that work day in, day out. From scales and weigh bridges to cobots and robots, everything is designed, installed and supported locally. Diversco will save your business time, reduce risk and keep your team productive. That's why Diversco is trusted nationwide. Organise a free on-site consult or demo at diversco.com.au.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Happy birthday to you! 1, 2, 3.
There's a good reason so many people celebrate their birthday at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. A whole menu of authentic Dutch food for brekkie, brunch or lunch. Think of classics like croquettes, mini Dutch pancakes and Dutch pea soup, along with chip cones and Biscoff milkshakes. However old you're turning, Celebrate at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. OG Road, Clemzig, open 7 days. Look for the big windmill.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA's Summer Sports Show.
Scott Campo and Sam Tugwell with you on this Friday night. It's 10 minutes after 6. If you want to have your say on the drive home about anything in sport, 8223 0000 is our number. We did get a text from Leith just before the break saying, can we get the race number and horse number from Johnny Kelton? What do we got?
He's given us 3. So race 1, these are all at Murray Bridge tomorrow. Race 1, Volstar, number 1. So race 1, number 1, Volstar. Race 5, Full of Courage, number 8. Race 7, Pantoja, number 5.
There you go.
So they're the Johnny Kelton's picks for tomorrow.
Fantastic. So John, Leith and co, those who are interested in the Murray Bridge tips for tomorrow, best of luck and gamble responsibly. Let's get to our next guest. And this man is a Paralympian and led Australia to 6 World Team Cups in wheelchair tennis, along with the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. And it all came following a life-changing motorcycle accident when he was 21 years of age. Michael Dobby Bridges is a very inspiring character. He's been working ever since advocating for inclusivity in sport and now trying to find more opportunities for people with disabilities to get out and play sport, because there's a stat here that I read which was really interesting. Data shows that 3/4 of Australians with a disability want to participate in sport, yet only 1/4 do so weekly. So there is an urgent need for inclusive initiatives, and Michael's doing his best to try and make that happen. Michael Dobby Bridges joins us on the line now. Thanks for your time, Michael. This is a great, I suppose, inspiring story to be able to follow. Thanks for being able to share it with us.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
So,
appreciate it.
What inspired you to sort of get on this journey and help other Australians?
I think, I obviously had an accident 25 years ago now, and sport was there for me at a time. It was had some challenges, and it gave me an incredible opportunity to go on and represent my country in a sport that I loved, and then beyond that, it's helped me get into the workforce and really change my life. And so I just want to get more people more active and doing things more often, and hopefully inspire them along the way to make some changes and live a healthier life. And as you pointed out with the data there, there's a big opportunity to do more.
Were you always a tennis player, Michael?
I grew up in a small regional town in Victoria where we played footy in winter and tennis or cricket in summer. So I think I played cricket once, and my highest score for the season was 4. So I switched over to tennis, and so I played a little bit, but not at any great level.
Well, it's a wonderful achievement to represent your country at any level, but to be able to do it like you've done is outstanding. Then you moved up to Queensland, and you played a pretty pivotal role in growing the wheelchair AFL up there as well.
Yeah, it's like the AFL, they're obviously a great organisation. They do a lot of work, and they're trying to open up more doors for more people to play such a great sport, and saw an opportunity up here to get some people involved. And I guess I was watching all my mates back in Victoria, and I'm a pretty competitive guy, and I wanted to create something where I got to compete against them. And so started wheelchair footy here in Queensland, and was pretty successful at it for a couple of years, but too old now, and contact sport's probably not for me, so I've had to find something else.
That's all right. Well, hey, tell us about wheelchair footy. So a lot of people probably haven't seen it, I suppose. So how different or similar is it to regular Aussie rules footy?
So scoring's the same. The ball's the same. You play on essentially a netball court, 5-a-side. So a handball is what would be, I guess, identified as a kick, and then an underarm kind of pass is a handball. So if someone handballs it to you and you mark it, then you can go back over the mark and have a shot. And it's pretty intense. The contact's pretty big and heavy, and there's a lot of front-on contact and a bit of shirt fronting. Probably a bit probably a throwback to the older days in footy. It hasn't caught on yet. So.
Who foots the bill for the tangle up of the wheels, or who does that?
Yeah, it's all right. The chairs are pretty solid. They're built pretty well, and government's pretty good. The NDIS, it's for all its faults, it provides opportunities for people to get the equipment they need to go out there and play sport and live a better life. So there's positives to it as well that we probably don't hear enough.
Well, you're involved in a organisation called Sporting Wheelies, which is basically committed to trying to get more inclusivity in sport as best as possible around the country, which is a fantastic initiative. And you have sports wheelchairs because, people don't probably think about it, you need the necessary equipment to be able to get out and play sports. So you can provide all sorts of equipment that's required, and then the coaching sessions and things for opportunities to play more sports. So tell us a bit about your organisation and what you can provide for people around Australia.
Yeah, so they're a great organisation. They're based here in Brisbane. They, like you said, they've got all the equipment. They run introductory kind of sessions for people to give people that kind of confidence in a nice environment where they're with some peers. And I guess there's a bit of fear out there of going just to rocking up at a tennis club or a pickleball club or something for the first time. And so it just provides people with that opportunity. Like I said, they've got all the equipment there. They're a fantastic organisation. They do a lot of work. They're a charity. They just kind of do it just for the love of it in a way, and they run it pretty efficiently. They do a lot of great work. Really proud of them.
Well, and also they've committed to a new one by launching pickleball for all. So there's another opportunity, because that's certainly been a new fad at the moment that's coming across Australia, especially.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and I kind of sat down with the management team at Sporting Wheelies and just identified what the opportunity was. And there's a low barrier to entry with pickleball. You don't need a lot of equipment. You can pick it up pretty quickly. It's pretty hard to master, but if you want to just go out there and have a social hit, it's like a small court, a light ball. It's pretty nice. I think back to my days in rehab where I first learned tennis, and you're struggling to move around the court because it's so big and you don't know how to push a chair, but pickleball kind of takes that pressure away. And so it's built on a really inclusive platform because it was kind of designed by a bunch of guys that just couldn't run around on a tennis court anymore, so they made the court smaller.
Yeah.
So it's a really great opportunity for an entry-level sport. And Sporting Wheelies have got this fantastic facility in Milton where they've got an air-conditioned venue, which is pretty important up here in Queensland at the moment. They've got a big basketball court in there, so you can fit 3 pickleball courts on that. And just said, look, there's an opportunity. You might make a bit of extra cash from people that want to hire out your facility as well, which will help you run more programs. So they launch their program tomorrow morning. So we're there from 9 till 3 tomorrow, and anyone can come along and have a go. And whether you've played pickleball or not, you can try it at the new facility, or you can come and try pickleball for the first time. And if you don't have a disability, that's fine too. You can come along and play, and it's a great opportunity for anyone to experience a great sport.
Yeah, I think that's people are screaming out for more opportunities like this. So around the country, how can people get involved going forward?
So yeah, Pickleball Australia, they're driving kind of the national approach to inclusion. They've just launched a new access and inclusion committee that's responsible for growing the game, and they're the best contact. They've got all the resources there for either as a club, if you want to learn how to be more inclusive, Pickleball Australia can help you. Sporting Wheelies also obviously offer that service, but and then for players that just want to know where a club is, it's close to them. Again, Pickleball Australia's got all the details on their website of where the clubs are. So,
yeah. Fantastic. Michael, you've spoken brilliantly, and hopefully inspired a few others to get out there and get involved in some pickleball and other sports that are on offer. Thanks so much for your time, Michael, and best of luck going forward.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Michael Dobby Bridges, an Australian Paralympian, played wheelchair tennis in the Beijing Games back in 2008, and now is doing some great work with the Sporting Wheelies to get our people out there getting active, which we love.
Well, isn't it refreshing, or not refreshing is probably not the right word, but you go through an incident, forces him into where he wasn't born into that, but forced to change his lifestyle, change the way he went about sport, and, all of a sudden he's an Olympian. Whether he was good enough to do that before, we don't know.
Yeah.
But now he's opening up opportunities for other people to get active. And that stat you read out is incredible, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Data shows that 3/4 of Australians with disability want to participate in sport, but but yet only a quarter do so weekly. So with urgent need for initiatives like this, it has been jumped all over by Michael, and I'm glad he has, because we need people like him helping out the rest of us around Australia. It's 20 minutes after 6 here on this Friday with Scotty Campo and Sam Tugwell.
Live Golf Adelaide returns to the Grange Golf Course this summer, Feb 12 to 15. See world-class golfers including Bryson DeChambeau, John Ram, Dustin Johnson and Australia's own Cam Smith go head-to-head in 4 days of high-stakes golf, shotgun starts, fan village fun and live music. Get your tickets now from livegolf.com or keep it on 5AA to win your way there. Proudly supported by 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. Everyone here is back on deck and ready to do deals on a huge range of 2025 plate Mazdas. All models and colours are available and they're ready to roll with immediate delivery. That's 12 months rego free, stamp duty free, plus accessory packs worth $500. Yep, absolutely free. No gimmicks, only the best customer support for you and your shiny new Mazda. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
I'm high! The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home. And for seniors, it's always been great value with 20% discount on selected bistro meals. Yep, 20% off. Feeding the whole family? Bring them all Saturday or Sunday for live acoustic music from 5 p.m. And kids eat free. Some conditions apply. The Excelsior Hotel feels like home, but better. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Some things are worth waiting for, like tickets to your favourite concert, waiting for a nice bottle of Red to breathe, or waiting for the kids to finally unpack the dishwasher. But waiting to get your air conditioner serviced just before summer or winter really hits? It's just not worth the pain. Get in touch with Morford Air now for servicing or a new system. Put it at the top of your to-do list. When it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford. If working with NDIS plans is a source of confusion or frustration, there is an easy way forward. At Complete Care, you're given a client service manager. Think of them as a concierge, there to assist and recommend services as they're needed, from cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. They're essential to our clients and always available to their loved ones. It's just one of the things we do that sets us apart. Trust client service managers from Complete Care with a K.
Well, isn't this ideal? Prime position on the deck, blue skies, smooth seas. How good are cruises?
Make your cruise booking a breeze, and you could win a $5,000 REA travel voucher for your next holiday. Search REA Cruise today.
Whoa, watch the wings.
T's and C's exclusions and eligibility criteria apply. Promoter is REA. To enter, book and pay a deposit on a new ocean or river cruise with REA Travel by 28 February 2026. Full T's and C's available from travel.rea.com.au.
5AA's Summer Sports Show.
23 after 6, Scotty Campo, Sam Tugwell here with you tonight. Andrew Russell will join us after 6:30, and we'll hear from Thanasi Kokonakis as well, withdrawing from the Australian Open singles, but we'll still see him with Nick Kyrgios, which is exciting, come next week in the doubles. Let's hear from Mike Wells. Our 36ers have a big task this weekend. They play the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in the Hoops Fest in Perth, so it's not a home game for either.
No.
But we do have a new import joining the team. John Jenkins has become one 36er. Mike Wells spoke about him earlier today.
You know, fortunately, I've been around John in the past, a couple of years ago with USA Basketball and some of those World Cup qualifiers. You know, what you're going to see is the ultimate professional. He's going to fit our group on and off the court. He's got an elite ability to shoot the ball, but he also does a lot more than that because he's a true professional. And he'll fit our group, and he'll add some things to the group. And I'm excited about mixing him with the group, and we'll see where we are and how this thing looks going over the next 9 games.
I was going to ask Matt Weston yesterday, but we didn't get time. The influence of having an American coach, that must help in terms of recruiting, because like he mentioned that he's like coached him in the US and been part of some US teams and knew. So he had some sort of relationship. At what level, we're not 100% sure, but that must help in terms of recruiting international players, particularly the American imports, because, I mean, they're all quality players. Most of those guys are coming out of there are either from the NBA or college system, so they're no bunnies when they're coming across from there. So that relationship must be really important to the 36ers because there's not many. Is there any other American coaches in there? Maybe Brian Goorjian would have had some sort of
in his
link.
international duties.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have thought there'd be too many others.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. So that relationship or that being able to have that input and say, I've had, because would John Jenkins automatically come to the 36ers before that? Probably not.
No, but
So-
there's a trust, there's a reliability of, okay, this guy he's been in my system, he knows what our standards are. He's gone there, he's telling me this is the goods. I can trust that.
Well, and it helps when you're sitting on the top of the ladder too.
Exactly
He's not
right.
going to the bottom. He's there going, I'm coming here. I see Bryce and I reckon I can help out.
And win a flag.
Yeah.
Let's see how they go. Well, Hoops Fest has already started over there in Perth, and it looks like it's going nicely. So watch in. We're going to be in action about midday. I think it's 11:30 a.m. our time, the start for our Sixers game. 1v2 against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. It's 26 minutes after 6.
Steinborner Automotive in Gawler, Nuriutpa and Clare has always been well worth a trip, even more so with their 42nd birthday sale. Steinborner